warehouse workers on our second and third shifts right now. Can you carry 50 pounds without breaking a sweat? Can you lift in excess of 100 pounds? Come to our open house this Thursday, May 12th from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. at 515 Zarfos Drive in West York. You'll make a great rate, plus shift differential. Plus, Wolf offers outstanding medical, dental, vision, and 401k benefits, plus a performance-based bonus plan. If you have a high school diploma or GED, or if you're a high school senior on pace to graduate, then Wolf wants to talk to you. Come to our open house this Thursday from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. or apply online at wolfleader.com or stop by the warehouse anytime to complete an application. Come run with the pack. Wolf is an equal opportunity employer. Candidates of all backgrounds are encouraged to apply.
Looking for something cool to do this weekend? Come to the coolest place in town and learn to play hockey or figure skate at the York Ice Arena. The York Ice Arena offers a Learn to Skate program for skaters of all ages and abilities, directed by ISA and USFSA qualified instructors. Skating classes range from beginner to freestyle. Hockey classes cover the basics of the game. All classes include free skate rental and 5 free skating passes, so you can try out your new skills. And remember, the coolest place in town is also available for the coolest birthday party in town. Host your birthday bash in group spaces or with a private ice rental. Public skating at the York Ice Arena is available afternoons, evenings, and weekends. Skate for just $7 and rent your skates for just $3. Plus, you can save with discount pass books. Oh, and ask about gift cards and kids' prepaid debit cards. So if you're looking to learn something cool, come to the coolest place in town and learn to skate at the York Ice Arena. For more information and to register, go to yorkskate.com. Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop, and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Sobel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And we're back on the WOYK Revs pregame show. York set to take on New Britain tonight. Had the chance to talk to Mike DeMark, the closer for the Revs, now with 7 saves on the season. And he's slowly but surely climbing the record books with 11 career saves. He's one shy of tying a couple of men for 8th on the all-time Revs list. So let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Talking with Mike DeMark, current Atlantic League saves leader and a man who struck out the side last night to lock down a 3-1 win. Mike, what was working for you so well tonight with 11 pitches and 10 strikes?
Oh, just keeping the fastball down in the zone. That's what I pride myself on doing, is just keeping the ball down, throwing a lot of strikes, and letting them try to put the ball in play. And like last night you said, I happened to strike out the side, and just pitching to contact and getting those guys to swing. So
you're 7 for 7 in save opportunities this season. When you're on a stretch like that, does it feel different than when it's just a regular stretch for you?
No, it's the same. Being a closer there at the end of the game, it's kind of necessity that you lock in. I've always taken pride in that. The fact that the game's on the line at the end. It's the last person out there to kind of put a capper on it. I really enjoy that situation, so anytime it's the closer the game is, the more I like it.
Yeah. Now you are, in fact, the ninth inning guy. That is your only role on this team. Can you take me through the process of getting ready to potentially go out there for a save? Like, do you scoreboard watch? Are you always ready? Or
like before, my roles in baseball have been sporadic in the bullpen. I've kind of done a little bit of everything, so I've had the ability to not have a routine, have a routine, so for me, I think the biggest thing is just being in every inning with the guys, kind of rallying the troops in the dugout when it doesn't look like I'm going to throw, because then by the 9th inning, who knows, sometimes we come back, we have such a great team that I always got to stay in it, and I think that's awesome, and a testament to such a good team is that they give me an opportunity every night to come out and close and save the game.
It must feel pretty good to know that when you go out there on the ninth inning, the team trusts you. They think, all right, we got this.
Yeah, and, I really love and admire that about my teammates. They give me all the support, and without them, I really couldn't do what I do. They're back there every day, day in and day out in that inning, supporting me, diving all over the field, making great plays. We have a great defense, so just to have them and, supporting me and everything that I do, it's awesome.
Team's doing pretty well so far this year. 12-7, going for another win tonight against the Bees. What's the feeling in the clubhouse as May marches on here?
Oh, it's the best clubhouse I think I've been in a long time. I've been a part of some national championship teams and some championship teams in the minors going all the way up to AAA. And every one of those teams had a really good clubhouse atmosphere. Unlike this one, though. This one is really close-knit, and we seem to click right at spring training. And just the guys that Mason, Fletch, and Pola brought in, there's a true testament to what we're doing on the field.
So what do you think it is there that you guys have clicked so soon?
I think we have a lot of good leadership, and it just kind of trickles down. We all kind of hold each other accountable, and when the accountability's there and the willingness to work, I only think good things will come out of a team then.
And we're looking for good things to come out tonight against the Bees. Thanks, Mike, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Mike DeMarc, closer for the Revs. You would guess he would be available tonight to go for back-to-back saves, seeing as how he only had 11 pitches yesterday. Now it's time for the stat of the game, as we're just a few minutes shy of the first pitch. The stat of the day is -1. As in, over the last 9 games, the Revs have been outscored 39-40. They are 7-2 over those games the entire month of May. The 2 losses, 9-3 and 14-7 against Sugar Land and Southern Maryland respectively. The other wins in there, the 7 wins, 3 of them by 1 run, 3 of them by 2 runs, 1 of them by 3 runs. So the Revs are certainly not making it easy for Coach Mark Mason, but a win is a win is a win is a win, as he mentions in his talk with Darryl. That's the preview of what we're about to hear now. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back momentarily with Inside the Clubhouse here on the WOYK Revs pregame show.
The Steve Zabin Show.
Brian Williams has taken a leave of absence. And I'm not sure about you, Scott, but I've had just about enough Brian Williams remembers themes on Twitter. Photoshops, snarky jokes,
Reporting from the Hindenburg.
the Alamo,
Yeah.
etc.
They're out there.
Yep.
Waking up America like no one else.
Now they're digging into his reporting from things like Hurricane Katrina.
Yes, where he said he saw
Where he
bodies.
reported seeing a body floating past his hotel in the French Quarter. Don't get me started on Katrina. That is one of the greatest media debacles ever. The stuff that was reported as fact that turned out to be not just untrue, but flat-out fabrications. Brian Williams saying, I saw a body floating down Bourbon Street. That was like the least of the lies.
Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Listen up, people.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional. And I did tweet out on 4th and 19, go blue. Irvin took a picture of me in the NFL Game Day morning meeting room celebrating, and I stupidly looked at his phone and did it. And he tweets it out what Rich Eisen was like when he thought You Miss Football won. I can't show you what it was like when they did not win. Do friends do that to friends?
No.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
Hi, Mace. Last night, New Britain comes to town for the first time. Sure enough, another low-scoring game, but your team coming out on top in a really well-played game, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we did all the little things well yesterday. We pitched really well, I thought, and we had some timely hitting, and, we played pretty good defense, too. So it was a low-scoring game. The pitchers both worked really fast. I thought 2 hours and 17 minutes. You would take that every night with a win. that makes life a lot easier on everybody's bodies around here. But you know, it was a good win, like they all are.
The outfield defense, you had a couple of your best plays of the night out there, and that's pretty much what you were envisioning putting this outfield together, wasn't it?
Yeah, it actually was. We talked about it in the off season on the radio, and we said unless the balls are hit over the wall or line drives in the gap, if they hang up in the air, we have a chance. And we've made some really nice plays this year. And I mean, Jason Repko made a really fantastic play in right center last night. So it's exactly what we envisioned, and it's like running in, you know, a swamp out in these outfields lately. It's not very dry, but they've done really well.
How about the job that he's done on the plate? What is it that he's been hitting well and getting on base, but what is it that has the power stroke going for him so much here recently?
Well, I don't think he's looking to pull the ball, which sounds kind of crazy because the home runs are all going toward left field, but I think he's actually being really patient at the plate, and he has hit some balls toward right field as well, but I think he's just getting his pitch right now, and he's locked in where when he gets it, he's not missing it. That was, 3 games in a row with a homer. So, when guys get locked in, it's fun to watch. And, unfortunately about our game, though, it's, there are those that are humble and those that are about to be. So, you just have to kind of stay the course and not get too high or too low. And I think Jason's been around long enough to know that.
How did you like the new look lineup with Wilson near the bottom, and really the bottom got on base to set the table a couple of times last night, and then Tejeda in the 2-hole?
Well, I mean, I thought it worked for the most part. I think Josh had a really good game down there. I think his approach was a little different than it was at the top. I think he might have got pitched a little different than he normally does as well. So I think all those things help out. And Tejada, he'd been swinging a hot bat and came through with a big hit again last night.
Get a chance to see him at third base tonight with Guzman getting a night off, and in early work, when there's been some, or spring training for that matter, what have you thought of Tejeda in the infield and the brief time you've been able to see it?
Well, I like him in the infield. I like him at third base. He played third base in affiliated ball, plus caught. We had him at second base some in spring training just because we wanted to see what all our options could be for him, and obviously we've seen him play left field too. So, I think he'll be comfortable with third base. It's not like we're asking him to do something that he's never done before. And he looked good taking ground balls today there during batting practice and fielding drills. So, we'll just see how it goes in the game.
And lastly, you were actually able to get out for extra batting practice today. How beneficial do you think that was with really not only the full routine, but you did a little bit extra too?
Yeah, we did. We went out at 2 o'clock. We gave everybody a couple rounds at 2 o'clock, and then we went back out at 3 and got our stretching and throwing in, and then regular batting practice after that. So, if it made anybody feel better, it made me feel better. So I don't know how it'll translate for the guys, but they seem to enjoy their time out there today, and a lot of guys didn't even come inside, for the break in between. They stayed outside and played catch and threw the football around and different things. So I think we enjoyed being outside today.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck here tonight.
Thank you.
Mark Mason talking with Darrell Henry. Team getting to go outside, and they have come outside of the dugout. They're all on the field getting ready for the national anthem. So we will send it down to this choir of sorts, DAMS. I won't say that out loud for fear of offending the censors, but here they are. Yes, it does. Our national anthem, lovely rendition. And now as Mike McClendon puts his cap back on over that big head of hair, we will go to your starting lineups brought to you by Flying Feet. For the Bees, this is how they will stack up for their manager, Stan Clyburn, tonight. James Skelton, the leading on-base man in the entire Atlantic League at a 549 OBP. He is catching and leading off, a rare first batting catcher. Right behind him is Greg Gulson, the left fielder. Jovan Rosa at third base, batting third. Craig Maddox, not Greg, in the lineup tonight is the DH. He's batting cleanup. John Griffin, who went yard in the sixth inning yesterday, is batting fifth and playing first base. Jonathan Roof at second base to bat sixth. Kevin Rivers made a brief cameo in last night's game as a pinch hitter. He is in the starting lineup as the right fielder, batting seventh. John Jones batting eighth in center field, and Brandon Chavez moved down to 9. He's the shortstop, and they'll try and put runs on the board behind the right-hander Josh Zayed, 29-year-old. And this is the lineup that will bat, try and put runs on the board for the 31-year-old from Arlington, Texas, Mike McClendon. Jason Repko out in right field. He is leading off. Isaiah Tejeda back in the 2-hole. He's playing third base tonight. Andres Perez DHing. Telvin Nash at first. Ryan Pounds at second base. James Simmons in center field. Keith Castillo behind the dish batting seventh. Josh Wilson the shortstop. And Michael Rocket batting ninth playing left field. And now as James Skelton walks to the plate in that brilliantly bright yellow uniform, we turn it over to the voice of the York Revolution about 20 minutes later than the introduction would have indicated, but here he is right now, Darrell Henry.
Thank you, Will. Sorry about that. Handled that nicely. As Skelton will indeed lead off, Stan Clyburn a lineup change tonight. The top on-base man in the league is leading off, and why not? Here's our Dasher Investment Services first pitch, and it's right there for a strike. And we are underway. 66 degrees at the start on a cloudy night. 6:33 is our start time. And the pitch from McClendon is right in for strike two. Over the inside part of the plate on Skelton, who maybe in the leadoff spot wants to see a few more pitches, maybe changes his approach. 0-2 is down low, off speed for McClendon. And it tumbled late out of the strike zone. Skelton's second in the league in hitting at 371. Only Steve Lombardozzi is higher at 420. And now time asked for at the plate.
Then you factor in all the walks, and it's not even close. Lombardozzi's OBP 461, Skelton 549.
Pitch from Mack, a fastball, strike three called. Painted the outside corner, and McClendon begins the night with a K. Yeah, Skelton, the league leader with 15 walks, but this time walking back to the dugout. The Bees are in those bright yellow jerseys like Will mentioned, the Hardware City alternate tops. That's what's written in italics across the front. The Revs are in their traditional home whites tonight. And Greg Golson will dig in next.
It's a good uniform for the Revs.
First pitch to Golson is in the dirt.
In fact, they are 5-2 wearing these home traditional white uniforms.
A little bit lighter material from years past, so as we get into the summer months, those should work nicely. 1-0, and a swing and a miss. We certainly are not there yet, although it is a little warmer tonight, but looks a bit like Seattle again here this evening. And now I don't even have to go there on a trip one day. Now I know what it's like. McClendon shakes off twice. And the 1-1 pitch swung on, hit in the air in center. James Simmons froze to read it, now backs up, and he's right there. Makes the catch for out number 2.
A routine play for James Simmons. Might have tested lesser center fielders, but he covers that up spectacularly.
Our plate ump tonight is Kurt Brannon. First base, it's Tyler Thurman. Third base, Brian Child, our umpires this evening. And they're all back after Thurman had to leave last night's game for some reason. Maybe he was under the weather from the looks of it. Here's Jovan Rosa, and he was loading up, but takes low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Rosa hitting .313. Revs held him hitless in 4 at-bats in the series opener last night. On the 1-0 from McClendon, and it's beaten foul right at the plate. McClendon 0-1, a .470 ERA coming in 3 starts. Keeps the ball down, so he'll get ground balls, but does give up some hits. 20 hits in 15 1/3. Only 5 walks, though, and 11 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .308. Wind and the 1-1. And he missed high with a slider. Started opening night at New Britain. And to this point, probably his best stat line still. 4 innings, 1 run. He struck out 6. And a 2-1 from the righty. Swung on, fouled off, right field side. Now New Britain, of course, known for their low scoring, but also their great pitching. And in this season series, 5 games, the Revs 4-1. They have scored 13, have allowed just 8. 3-1 win last night. The wind and the 2-2. And a swing and a bouncer pulled to third. First chance for Tejeda, charging up. He pumps, throws low, but Nash, a great pick. And Tejeda checking out his footing on the grass behind him. And I'm sure an adjustment for him, although he has played third base before. But never bad to have Telvin Nash on the other end to help things out. It's a 1-2-3 first. And at the end of a half, the Bees nothing, the Revs coming up.
Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
The War of the Roses is the grittiest Revolution battle since Bunker Hill, and in 2016, it's bigger than ever. Sponsored by PNC Bank, the 20-game series between York and Lancaster now has unique on-field hats that will be worn exclusively during these contests. Pick up the ticket plan that nets you all 10 home games against the Barnstormers and receive a replica of the York War of the Roses hat. Be on site each and every time the Revs take on their Cross River rivals. Enlist today at 801-HITS or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
What's up, y'all?
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
And you're listening to the best.
Oh, okay. Mattingly and the Dodgers realized it wasn't working out. Nobody wants to say somebody was fired. Nobody wants to say somebody was resigned. Now, I know it's semantics here. Mattingly's gone and the Dodgers move on. I do think it's best for both because I think with new management, they want their guy. They want a sabermetrics and analytics guy. Mattingly was not that guy.
Dan Patrick.
Don't be a hater.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Nothing quite makes everybody smile like a good cannon blast. And Josh Zide, New Britain's starter, was waiting on his warm-ups until that thing went off. He didn't want to be scared out of his shoes. And Jason Repko will lead things off against him tonight. No score, bottom first. And Zide, the righty's first pitch, is over for a strike. He's a native of New Haven, not all that far from New Britain. On the 0-1, and that's up high on Repko, who last night hit a home run for the third time in as many game days. Third time in 4 games. Pitch to him is a fastball strike over the outside corner at 91. He comes in tonight 7th in the league in hitting at .324. 3 home runs now, 11 driven in total. And the 1-2, swing and a miss. Zide got him on a fastball. And that's what we saw early in the first meeting with this righty in New Britain, Sunday, April 24th. He struck out 6 in 2 2/3 innings, 6 of his 8 outs. Struck out 4 straight hitters at one point. Gave up 1 run in 2 2/3. 2 hits, 2 walks. Had a very high pitch count, though. And did not get through the 3rd inning in his season debut. Here's Isaiah Tejeda, and he watches one up around letter high for a ball. And last night in the 2-hole, an RBI double. And comes in tonight, hitting at .321. Midst of a 4-game hitting streak as he lays off a ball away. 8 for 15 over those 4. Or I'm sorry, 8 for 16 over those 4. And this time getting a chance to play third base. The 2-0. And he lines one hard in center, but right at John Jones. That thing was tagged. And Tejeda didn't even get a chance to drop his bat. He hit it so hard. It was out in center by the time he was halfway down the line. And a rocket hit right at the center fielder for the 2nd out.
Got to be an encouraging sign for Mark Mason. Isaiah Tejeda, a man who is without a permanent position. He keeps getting in because he keeps swinging a hot bat like that.
Here's Andres Perez, and he takes a fastball strike.
He's caught, he's played third base, he's played left field. A jack of all trades, and he's going to keep getting all those trades if he keeps hitting like that.
Oh, man, a foul tip drilled James Skelton in the face mask. That jarred him right on the left side of the mask, and he winced and reacted, and played on Kurt Brandon will walk the ball to the mound and give him some time. That one got him good. 0-2 on Perez. A scoreless game here in the first. Skelton says he's good. Perez DHing tonight, hitting at .221. Couple of home runs and 7 driven in. And he'll climb back in, tugs on the helmet. Zide, who stands toward third as he starts, delivers and dumps it in the dirt. Zide, another former Philly farmhand with New Britain. And he was traded from the Phillies to the Astros in the Hunter Pence deal. Made his major league debut with Houston as Dre got time called in time. Kurt Brandon running out of there before a pitch was thrown. Now a deep breath from the righty, the 1-2, and a slider breaks into the dirt outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zide had to be shut down a couple of years ago with a foot condition that required surgery. So part of his comeback trail takes him to New Britain. And Perez, a drive, high and deep in left center, way back and gone into the playground. And Andres Perez gets the scoring started early tonight. The league-leading 22nd home run for this offense. Towering drive out to left center. It's his 3rd, and the Revs in front, 3 batters in. It's 1-0.
Well, Dale, this is why we've had so much rain at People's Bank Park. We keep getting balls that rip open the skies. My goodness. This team is just swinging a heavy bat right now, and they may not have the highest average, but when you're putting 2, 3, 4 balls over the wall every night, you don't need to.
Fun to watch. Here's Talbot Nash, who takes a slider high. It's exciting for the fans. The Revs came in tonight 7 more homers than the next highest team, Southern Maryland, as Nash pops a foul back and out of play. And today they basically took double batting practice on the field beginning at 2 o'clock instead of 3:30 like they normally do.
I'd say it's a juicy double there, Daryl. Hashtag 90s rocks.
Here's a drive toward the line in right field. Rivers a long run. That's going to drop fair. Bounces into the corner in right. And Nash will lumber into second with a double. Chavez knocks down the throw coming in. And Talvin Nash, his league-leading 9th extra base hit, 10-game home hitting streak. He's on base now in 14 straight games overall. And this time a double the other way. And that's good to see, Will. It's not just the home runs that he hits for extra bases, he can go to all fields.
That's right. Don't be fooled by his 227 average coming into this thing. This man knows how to hit. He knows how to get on base. And it seems like every time he makes good contact with it, it's going to fly at least 300 feet.
Here's Brian Pounds, and lays off a cutter down and away. 1-0 York. And with Nash continuing the inning, Pounds will try to make it a multi-run first. Hitting at 233, but swinging the bat well of late. And he swings, fouls one back off the netting. And the count 1-1.
Pounds sitting in the 5-hole today. That's normally Joel Guzman's spot in the order, but he's getting the day off today so that Isaias can play third base. And Joel's cooled off a bit here, so Mace is going to give him a day to collect his thoughts.
Now look back, and the 1-1. Swinging a foul back, out of play. Pounds a nice little 4-game hitting streak coming in, 5 for 13 on that, including a 2 for 3 game with an extra base hit last night, a double. 1-2 here. With Nash the lead off from second base. And the pitch to Pounds, swing and a miss, a cutter from Zide to end the inning. But the Revs jump in front as Andres Perez leaves the park, third time this season. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. We go to the second, it's 1-0 York.
Broadway Transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Hey Revs fans, want to get in the game? You can throw out an honorary first pitch this season by bringing a group to People's Bank Park. Select groups who reserve tickets in the month of May will receive the first pitch courtesy of Bell Socialization Services with support from Adhesives Research. For information, call Reed Gunderson at 717-801-4498. Celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, Bell provides housing supports and living skills training to more than 1,400 people every year here in South Central PA through its mental health, intellectual disability, and homeless service programs. Bell Socialization Services, empowering lives every day.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Well, an early head start for Mike McClendon tonight. Andres Perez goes yard to give him the 1-0 lead after 1. Craig Maddox leads off for New Britain, got jammed, a sinking liner, Repko dives and he does it again! Jason Repko, another one for the highlight film, first pitch of the inning, and on a blooping, sinking liner, he dives in right center and steals another hit, full extension laid out.
Darryl, that was even better than his one last night. He started back a step and a half on that one. Took a split second to realize he was in on him and then still had the time to sprint and dive for it. That was incredible.
Here is John Griffin, who takes just high on the first pitch. Mike McClendon was standing there watching the video board replay before turning his attentions to Griffin. Here's the 1-0, and that's over the outside corner for a strike. I think those pitchers love having Repko out there behind them. All these guys. And the wind, and McClendon deals. And that's down low. Griffin last night connected on his first home run of the year, their only run, which came in the 6th inning. He's hitting .226. McClendon fires, and a swing and a miss.
Fastball down in the zone there. It's 2-2.
That home run for the New Britain Bees last night, just their 5th of the season after the one that Dre hit. They've allowed 6.
Pitch. And a pop-up. Pounds from second, ranging well out into shallow right center. And Repko will come on. Who else? Calls off Simmons and Pounds and makes the catch. He and Simmons both were in good position to take that one. Let Repko with both putouts to begin this inning. Jonathan Roof up next. Roof hitting at .255, the Bees' second baseman tonight, and taking all the way as McClendon deals a strike. 1-0 York here in the second inning. On the wind and a ground ball hits softly to short. Wilson's got it. Quick release across, and that's the inning. 1-2-3 second for McClendon as well. Revs with a 1-0 lead here early tonight. Middle of the second from Peoples Bank Park.
It's the angles, the ball skills, the corner kicks. It's knowing how to shield a defender off the ball. It's knowing how to make a wall pass. It's knowing how to curl the ball, how to chip it, how to trap it, how to launch it, how to finish it. It's soccer, and nobody knows that better than Flying Feet sports shoes. Flying Feet. Suit up for soccer at Flying Feet, where players new to the game find everything they need, and collegiate-level players find all that and more. Soccer shoes for men, women, and children from the names that know the game. Adidas, Diadora, Lotto, and Nike. Players choose Flying Feet to get the right shoe at the right price, plus a huge selection of soccer socks, soccer shorts, shin guards, and sports bags. Even referees get the nod at Flying Feet, where refs come for all their gear. Individual players, entire teams, if it's soccer, it's Flying Feet sports shoes, the sportswear specialty store without specialty store prices. Flying Feet. 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, just off exit 18 of I-83, next to Battery Warehouse.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
1-0 the Revs lead. James Simmons leads off and just missed the bag at third. First pitch swinging and a sharp ground foul down the third base side. 1-0 York on Perez home run. Simmons at .271 coming in tonight. Had a 5-game hitting streak ended last night. 0-1 and a breaking ball. He fouls it off first base side. Has one home run. He took aim at the big wall last night, had one caught just in front of it. Followed by Castillo and Wilson here in the second inning. And Zide winds and deals, and a swing and a foul back, and out of play. The Perez home run makes a winner out of Keith Sharp on our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest. Keith, congrats. Stop by the Apple Chevrolet ticket office. Well, whenever you want. As Simmons tried to stop, a slider in the dirt skips away. He digs, he's gonna make it. And Simmons is on base on a strikeout wild pitch to begin the inning. A half swing on a slider, but he knew he went, and he didn't hang his head on the miss. He knew that it had gotten by Skelton, took off right away, and beats the throw easily.
Right, you are, Dale. You see that too much out of professional ball players nowadays. They don't realize the play's not over. If the guy drops a third strike, they just get down on themselves. Simmons not getting down at all, and now he's up on the base paths.
Now here is Keith Castillo catching the night. First pitch, he bunts, drags it toward first, bunted hard. They're going to throw to second in time there. Back to first, and Castillo there in plenty of time. Bunted it too hard down to first, and Griffin backhanding and throwing to second for the lead out, even with Simmons running.
Was that 3-6 put out?
3-6, a bunt fielder's choice. And Josh Wilson coming up. Well, Wilson on base all 3 times last night. Couple of hits, a run scored. And hitting at 229 as he digs in. And we'll see how long he stays in the 8th spot, but it paid immediate dividends. First pitch here is down low, a hook. Two for 2 with a run scored and a walk last night. Revs a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 2nd this evening. Zide to the plate, and a fastball strike called, 91 away. Zide coming in, 0-2 despite a 2.89 ERA, 3 outings, 2 starts. Has not really piled up a lot of innings just yet. He fires and a swing and a foul tip, glancing back. Now 1-2. 9 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He's walked 6 and has struck out 10 coming in. Second start out of 3 total that have come against York. Now to the belt, the 1-2. And a called 3rd strike. Fastball hit the outside edge, and that one ramped up to 93. No argument from Wilson. And Zide, including the strikeout wild pitch, has struck out 4 of his first 8 hitters tonight. That 2 down, and Michael Rocket will make his way up. Rocket held without a hit the last 5 games. He had hit safely in each of the previous 5. First pitch is up high. Average has fallen to 183, but last night did get on base in a big spot on a hit by pitch. Helped lead to a run in the 5th inning. 1-0, and a swing and a miss, a slider from Zide. Even things up.
Off balance looking swing. It looks like he cocked his bat back before he tried to swing it forward, and almost looked like he stepped in the bucket as well.
1-1, and a swing and a miss. Back to the fastball from Zide. Most of what he throws is hard, and he's got to be one of the hardest throwing starters in the league. Watching him here tonight. Put up big strikeout totals in the first meeting. He deals, and this one fouled back and out of play. Bouncing down from upstairs, out onto the field near where Rep goes on deck. Zide now 29 years old. And now fires. Castillo fakes going. Rocket lofts it out to right. Coming on is Kevin Rivers, though. It'll hang up for him. And that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. And we'll head to the 3rd here tonight. Revs in front of the Bees, 1-0.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community
and hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need some fun with your food? Where else but Friendly's? Stop by Friendly's at 423 Laux Road in York for great deals like 50% off breakfast Monday to Friday from 7 to 11 a.m. or one of our 5 lunch and dinner meals for $5.55, including the quarter-pound cheeseburger. Stop by after the game with your Revs game ticket and save 15%. Friendly's has got you covered with great deals all day long. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Revs up 1-0 as we head to the third. Kevin Rivers to lead things off. Mike McClendon's first pitch of the inning is over for a strike. Rivers hitting at 180. Coming into play tonight with a home run and 2 driven in. The pitch from McClendon, and that's a little high. Rivers from Bristol, Connecticut, home of the 4-letter network, which is right in the area when we head up to New Britain.
HGTV?
Maybe. There's a pitch outside, 2-1. I don't know where they're located. Will's going to find out.
That's what Google's for.
Yeah. It's the 2-1. And a grounder sharply and fair. Nash laid out just out of his reach. This will bounce into the right field corner. And Rivers into second, and he'll pull in there with a leadoff double. First base runner of the night for the Bees. Nash stretched out but could not reach.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, of course. That's my next guess.
Sure. Tyrell is probably familiar with them.
That could be our next interview topic.
Have you ever been to the HGTV World Headquarters? And how many times do you want to go back again?
Do they give tours, and do they have a gift shop? There's John Jones hitting .231. He was the opening day leadoff man for New Britain. And the corners move in. McClendon will step off. This is McClendon's first start in 8 days. A couple of off days, and the Revs using 6 starters right now. First pitch, he bunts toward third, and Tejeda's in on it, picks up, tosses to first, and the out made there. Sacrifice goes 5-3. And Tejeda, who often is attacking those bunt plays from behind the plate as a catcher, looked pretty calm there coming in to handle that one from third. Rivers does move to third with 1 out.
Little tidbit, I got this from Chris Knobloch, our New Britain counterpart. Coaching third base tonight for the Bees is Daisuke Yoshida from Lancaster. Craig Maddox was supposed to do it, but it's kind of hard to coach third base when you are also running it.
There's Brandon Chavez, and he watches a strike come in. Yoshida has helped bring many players from the Far East to the Atlantic League, especially in Lancaster. The 0-1, and a fastball inside corner for a strike. Chavez looked back and didn't care for it. McClendon trying to protect a 1-0 lead in the third. Revs do have the infield back here early in the game. And the 0-2. Breaking ball, and Chavez flinched but didn't pull the trigger. They appeal down to third. The pitch looked pretty good too. Slow hook from McClendon that hovered right close to the zone.
We'll see if Mike has the temptation to throw something a little farther out of the zone and see if he gets the makeup call.
1-2. Oh, he tried and didn't get the call. Fastball just off away.
He tried. Keith Castillo set up on the outside portion of the plate, and McClendon missed. He missed further outside than he was even aiming to do. No way you're going to get that call.
Eric Gregg would have given it. Here's the stretch and the 2-2. And a swing and a foul tip. Bounce behind home plate. Chavez at 167 coming in tonight. 6 for 36. Whether he's swinging the bat well or not seems to be a thorn for the Revs. Former York infielder.
Former everything infielder. This is his 7th year in the Atlantic League.
Another 2-2. And he pulls one, bounce to first. It's going to score the run. Nash will glove it, takes it to the bag unassisted. And Chavez does his job. He rolls over the breaking ball and picks up his 2nd RBI of the year. Rivers in to score. It's 1-1 here in the 3rd.
Bees playing station to station sacrifice ball to try and get that run across. And when you're scoring as little as New Britain has been scoring, you're going to take your runs any way you can, even if that involves a leadoff double, bunting in the 3rd, and basically sacrificing yourself to get him home.
Now James Skelton back at the top of the order, and McClendon fires wide for ball 1. And Skelton a strikeout, looking his first time to begin the game. Well, the wide and the 1-0. And he grounds it right side. Pounds dives, full extension, and pops to his feet and throws to first. A fantastic play to end the inning. Brian Pounds diving left, and he went as far as he could on the outstretch. Another tremendous play, and McClendon finishes off the frame. 1 run on 1 hit. Another web gem, though. It's a 1-1 game as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
Listen up, people. This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional. And I did tweet out on 4th and 19, go blue. Irvin took a picture of me in the NFL Game Day morning meeting room celebrating, and I stupidly looked at his phone and did it. And he tweets it out what Rich Eisen was like when he thought You Miss Football won. I can't show you what it was like when they did not win. Do friends do that to friends?
No. The Rich Eisen Show.
Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOYK1350.com.
Bottom of the 3rd, a 1-1 game. Top of the order for the Revs as Jason Repko will get the innings started. Repko a strikeout against Zide his first time up. The righty with 4 Ks through 2. First pitch of the inning is down and away. A slider. Zide a 10th round pick of the Phillies in 09. As he fires home and a breaking ball, he raises this one into the zone for a strike. Pitched in college at Vanderbilt and Tulane.
Maybe he chose these uniforms tonight.
Well, maybe. This is the 1-1, and a swing and a miss, a fastball away. You did mention Vanderbilt is, you're trying to find a comparison with these bright yellow jerseys.
Yeah, Vandy, Georgia Tech, but definitely a college team.
1-2, and that misses high. Fastball at 94. Zide was the Connecticut High School Player of the Year as he misses off the plate outside, a full count. Gatorade High School Player of the Year in Connecticut. Country's 27th best prospect out of high school, but he went to college. deals home and misses down and away, and Repko has a leadoff walk. First walk of the night, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
So the leadoff man on. 1-1 game, bottom three. Darrell Henry along with Will DeBoer from Peoples Bank Park. Here's Isaiah Tejeda, and he lays off low and away for ball one. Tejeda hit one on the screws again in the first inning, but this time lined out in straightaway center. 8 for 16, his last 4 coming in tonight. 1-0, and a swing and a high chop, left side. Rosa couldn't reach. Chavez backing up, and his throw to second's late. It'll be an infield hit for Tejeda. Another knock, and it's first and second with nobody out. Rosa couldn't reach. Chavez had to go way to his right, and Repko hustling all the way, slid in at second ahead of the toss there.
Nice Baltimore chop from Isaiah Tejeda. He is hitting the ball so hard that he's even putting dents in the ground. if he swings on that level, that's going over Arch Street.
May have a divot to fix after that one. Here's Perez, and the first pitch, a slider, hovers across for a strike. Ray, the home run to left center in the first inning. Got the scoring started. And New Britain tying it in the third. Swinging a fly ball toward the line and right. This one dropping, it'll land foul over toward the Revs bullpen. Kind of a bloop fly from Dre there. No balls and 2 strikes. Home run is third. The other 2 came in the same night 8 days ago here at home against Bridgeport. He and Nash went yard twice on the same night. Nash the walk-off shot in the 11th. Trying to put York back on top here early in this one. He taps the plate, readies and waits. And the 0-2, that's in the dirt. Skelton a strong block right off the chest protector. Tied at 1. Perez, by the way, now 55 home runs in his Revs career. 4 away from tying Chris Nowak.
Sweating a little harder now.
Pitch to Dre is swung on and missed. Got him on a slider down low. And the 5th strikeout of the night for Zide. 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Take a look at our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report. Revs with Paniagua not back in the lineup just yet. That turned ankle 7 days ago here at Peoples Bank Park. New Britain's got nobody on the DL, so they are relatively healthy on your WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report. Thank you, Joyce. We got some Ritas delivered to the booth.
All right. Perks of being a Revs broadcaster.
That's right. And now time called as Zide spun around and was staring Repko back at second. Time had been called at the plate, however. Talvin Nash stands in. He doubled to right his first time up. League leading 9th extra base hit, and a slider here bends in for a strike. 0-1 on Nash. Now the stretch, and Zide with the 0-1. That misses up and in near his hands. Repko a leadoff walk. Tejeda reaching on the high chop infield hit. And those 2 on base now with 1 out in the inning. A dreary, hazy looking night Now they cut behind from second, pickoff play on. Rep goes back standing as Roof from second base came over on the timing play with his pitcher. Repko able to get the foot back in. Now the stretch, Roof still hanging nearby, backs away, pitch to Nash is in the dirt, and Skelton will make the block on this one. 2-1 on Talvin. Comes in tonight, the 7 home runs, leads the league by 2. The 11 RBIs is just 2 short of the league lead. A long look back, the 2-1, and that misses high and away. Fastball at 93 from Zide. He was traded with Jonathan Singleton, Jared Cosart, and Domingo Santana to the Astros for Hunter Pence. Nash, of course, in the Astros system until coming to York as Zide spins and looks Repko back. I'm sure their paths crossed at some point.
He also put a year in with Detroit's AAA affiliate there in Toledo.
3-1. And Nash was on his way to first. It's an outside strike call, and the at-bat will continue. 3-2.
Tell us how you really feel, Darryl. I'll let. He's going to do it for you.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah. 3-2, and that's down and away. So Nash has his 13th walk of the year, second only to Skelton's 15, and on base both times tonight. Second walk from Zide here this evening. Now that'll load bases for Brian Pounds. Struck out his first time. Trying to put the Revs back ahead here right after New Britain scored. First pitch is skied foul. And this one fading toward the stands on the first base side and out of play. Griffin gave chase.
It's a big at-bat for Pounds, a chance to prove himself batting fifth. This has been Joel Guzman's spot in the order the whole season. Pounds has bounced around between 6 and 7. Can he prove himself batting higher in such a pressure situation?
Zide ready. They fake going in, set up away, and Pounds a foul tip back into the net. They're trying to keep Pounds guessing. I don't know, some hitters try to get a little look at where the catcher sets up. Maybe the runner at second tries to give a little signal. I have no clue if anybody in the Revs does that or not, but Skelton faked in and then went away. And now they'll set up outside. 0-2 is off the plate outside. Now Pounds trying to come through with 2 strikes here. And if not him, James Simmons waits on deck. Big opportunity early in this game. The 1-2 and a breaking ball hooks way out. He spits on 2 in a row and has the count even. Zide, they'll go in. 2-2 is a check swing, and they had him looking away maybe. He's rung up. Strike 3. And I believe Kurt Brandon called that on the go-around. It looked like he pointed at Pounds, and looking at the replay, he did go. Pitch was borderline around the knees. I had him looking away and then snuck one in and had him tied up. 6th strikeout for Zide in 2 2/3, matching his total in that same time frame against York from opening weekend. Here's James Simmons with 2 outs and a breaking ball, hooks wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
And he's starting to get tired with all these pitches he's putting on his arm. 57 on the evening between the 6 strikeouts and the 2 walks. Not long for this one. The Revs are going to get as many runs as they can off him.
Pitch to Simmons, a fastball strike, outside corner. That was the thing in his first start when we saw him. 2 2/3. His pitch count was in the 70s. He's on the cusp of 60 here tonight. 58 at the moment. 1-1. And a breaking ball outside. They appeal. Simmons flinched but held. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Simmons on a check swing went on a breaking ball in the dirt last inning, but reached a strikeout wild pitch. Now Zide to the belt and the 2-1. And he tried to check, but he went. A ball in the dirt. Skelton blocked it. And that one stung him. He was a little slow getting to it as Zide came racing in. Skelton may have. Well, he got that one somewhere that wasn't protected, and I fear for his sake it might have been Manland. 2-2.
You think he's going to be singing soprano on the bus ride home?
He might be able to right now. They're going to take a look at him and make sure he's good to go.
Well, while the trainer comes out and looks at him, that's a good time for us to turn over to the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by York Mitsubishi. Full Wednesday night of games here in the Atlantic League. Bottom of the 3rd from Long Island. Ducks up 1-0 over Somerset. Top of the 2nd from Lancaster. Barnstormers down 3-1 to Southern Maryland. And they're about to get going down in Sugar Land with the Skeeters hosting the Bluefish.
Revs and Skeeters tied for first, entering the night at 12-7. Sugar Land coming to town this weekend. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, a slider away, and Zide a fist pump and a yell to himself. He works out of his biggest jam of the night, strikes out the side to do so, including the final 2. He's got 7 through 3 innings. No runs, there was only 1 hit, 2 walks, but all 3 left. Will DeBoer with the call as we head to the 4th. Revs and Bees tied at 1.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
What's more fun and exciting than playing Pennsylvania Millions with top prizes of $1 million? Winning on the spot.
Woohoo! I won!
So if you can't wait to win, then don't wait to play. Pennsylvania Millions from the Pennsylvania Lottery for a chance to win up to $1 million on the spot. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Keep on scratching. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Eric Hosmer's got nothing on this. Mad Dash Grilled Cheese is comfort food at its finest. Mad Dash is Central PA's favorite artisan grilled cheese truck, bringing you creative concoctions with the freshest and most flavorful ingredients. Available for food truck festivals, weddings, corporate, and private caterings. Find Mad Dash this year along the third base line at Peoples Bank Park for all York Revolution home games. Call 717-574-5168 or visit online at mad-grilledcheese.com. Mad Dash Artisan Grilled Cheese. Welcome home.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
I hope that's not part of a rain dance. Come on, Pompey. Top of the 4th inning from Peoples Bank Park. Revs and Bees tied at 1 apiece. Mike McClendon, after surrendering the lead in the 3rd, will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. And his first pitch to Greg Golson. This is low and outside. Actually, no, it catches the corner for strike 1. Golson, a fly ball to center field his first time up. Hit it well, but right in the Simmons zone. 0-1, jammed him off of the handle of the bat. And Golson will step out, readjust himself, and step back in with an 0-2 count. Greg from Austin, Texas, spent 2014 with the Lancaster Barnstormers, and he takes up and in a little chin music from McClendon at 74 miles an hour, and it's 1-2. For the Barnstormers, quite the player, .312 average. That year he hit 10 doubles, a couple home runs, stole 13 bases. Now the 1-2 pitch, a little chopper, but foul, and scooped up in the third base coach's box by Daisuke Yoshida. He will toss it into his stands, and a young fan stealing it from the adult right behind him. And that was a true steal as well. It wasn't just one of those, oh, I dropped it. No, that was real skill right there. Breaking ball, just tick outside. The count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Golson, the maple bat. Makes me think of maple donuts. I had a couple of those last night. Very tasty. The 2-2 pitch. Did he go around? No, says Tyler Thurman at first base. The pitch, a borderline outside breaking ball, and Mikey's let him off the hook. The count now 3-2 from 0-2. McClendon into the windup. The payoff pitch. And there's a rip into left field, but it stays up for Michael Rocket, who makes the catch just below the letters, and it's one away.
It hit hard, but fortunately for McClendon, right at Rocket. And Mike has certainly had some outstanding defensive play behind him tonight. And this one hit hard, but catches a break with it being an atom ball. Revs have certainly hit enough of those, haven't they?
Jovan Rosa up next. Bounced out to third base his first time up. He'll try and find a gap this time. McClendon rocks and rolls with the first pitch. Fastball right down George Street for called strike 1. Rosa makes his home in East Hartford, Connecticut, originally from Puerto Rico. And 0-1, the breaking ball below the knees. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. East Hartford High School graduate back in 2005. Drafted by the Cubs in 2006 after a year in junior college. 1-1. Another breaking ball. This one inside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Came up through the Cubs system, got as high as Daytona in the Florida State League. That's Advanced A. They were called the Cubs back then, now called the Tortugas. 2-1 pitches below the knees. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Friend of mine from the winter meetings, Corey Nido, calls games for them now. He got the number 2 job at the winter meetings. Now the 3-1 from McClendon, and there's a drive into center field. That won't hang up in time. It falls and bounces for 3 hops to Simmons. A 1-out single for Jovan Rosa, and the Bees are back in business.
I could do what you did and Google, like you did with HGTV, but I'm just going to ask you, what is a tortuga? Is it an animal?
Some sort of turtle.
Okay, I figured.
Or maybe it's a devil. The team's mascot is a turtle. I'm not quite sure. What's in a name anyway? A turtle by any other name would still be just as swimmy. Fastball, a tick outside. Ball 1 to Craig Maddox. Maddox met his highwayman in the second inning in the form of Jason Repko, who went back a step and a half and came in and full extension dove to rob him of extra bases. And there's a fastball missing outside again at 2-0.
I'm sure Wikipedia would have our answer, Will. As always, my go-to for accuracy. Research.
Let's see what it says here. And there's a wave and a whiff at a fastball at 86 miles an hour for strike 1. Well, it's an island in Haiti. It's where Jack Sparrow went a couple of times over Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, it's some sort of tortoise turtle thing. 2-1 pitch is golfed foul and out of play over towards the luxury suites, and a fan from East Prospect will take that home and put it on the shelf.
Maybe they named the team after the island, though. I mean, we don't know if it was after the turtle.
Well, maybe, just maybe. 2-2 pitch coming from McClendon. And he tries to paint the outside corner, and he misses outside the lines. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, Maddox is your K-man today, and he's on the verge of sending everybody home happy with some breadsticks. And time asked for. First 3 innings amongst the smoothest that McClendon has had in his 4 starts. He's looking to continue cruising along. He needs a strikeout right here of Maddox. And first he'll toss over the first to hold Rosa aboard.
Yeah, his only base runner, the first 3 scored. Retired everybody else.
Joven not really the threat to steal. He had 7 stolen bases in minor league ball. 10 total, and there is a strike on the outside corner. Took something off that one. Looks to thread the needle, and oh, does he ever. Maddox in disbelief. Wallows his way back to the dugout. Put on some Warren Zevon. Poor, poor, pitiful me. A strikeout victim. Number 2. It almost rhymes. John Griffin now, the last chance for the Bees in this inning, with Rosa on 1st and 2 down, and Griffin golfs this one foul and out of play. Revs and Bees tied 1 apiece here in the top of the 4th inning. Will DeBoer, Darrell Henry with you on Revs Radio, WOYK. A second of a 6-game homestand for the York Revolution. Sugarland Skeeters come to town for a weekend set starting on Friday, and there's a fastball at 88 miles an hour on the outside corner. That's strike 2.
Bob Gibson is listening in the ticket office. He says Tortuga is Spanish for turtle.
Thanks, Bob. Reaches out and tips this one over the infield into right for a base hit. Nice seeing eye single for John Griffin. Inning continues. Wilson bobbles the throw that comes in, but Rosa will not risk going to third base, not with the table set for Jonathan Roof.
Now, we saw last night when Griffin gets those long arms extended, that's when he does his damage. Here, he was a little off balance, but using that wingspan to reach that pitch away, protecting with 2 strikes, and just a little dunk into right field to keep the inning alive.
Jonathan Roof will try and dunk it just the same. He bounced out to short his first time up, and he waves and whiffs at an inside breaking ball for strike 1. Tied up completely on that one. Roof square stance, actually slightly open. 0-1, a little tapper, but foul. Yoshida has it, drops it. And he'll send another souvenir into the crowd. 0-2 count once again. McClendon trying to get out of it. He's got Rosa on second, Griffin on first with 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Trying to keep this thing a 1-1 affair. Mike wheels and deals. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Tried for that corner and missed. Castillo went off his mark to try and catch that one. Mike digging deep, trying to get to his put-away pitch. Checks the runner at second. Now the 1-2. Inside that time. Leaving him outside, leaving him inside, and now he leaves deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. And number 2 at the plate. They are positively feral, those deuces. And there's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball for strike 3. Mike McClendon. Gritty inning. 60 pitches for 4 innings. And he's doing just fine right there. Strands a couple of men. The Bees, no runs on 2 hits, no errors. 2 left on. Middle of the 4th, your score, York 1 and New Britain 1 on Revs Radio, WOYK.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, May 13th with a Marquis de Lafayette bobblehead giveaway. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Come on, Colin Cowherd.
Is an actor bad if he has a bad movie? Remember the movie Tom Hanks had with Julia Roberts about 4 years ago? Was he suddenly a bad actor? Nah, he got a shaky script. But I just watched Bridge of Spies this weekend with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is back. Why? Because he had Steven Spielberg directing. Right now, Andrew Luck doesn't have a very good script to work with.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Castillo, Wilson, and Rocket 2 up as we begin the last of the fourth inning. York and New Britain tied 1 apiece. 3 hits for each side as well, as Zide's first pitch is roped the other way out of a reach of a diving Chavez at short. Hits a base hit for Keith Castillo on the first pitch of the inning, and the Revs are back in business.
That's pretty typical of what we've seen from Keith. He likes to jump on something early in the count from what we've seen. Nice level swing. Seen a lot of those base hits the other way from him, especially when he's up there left-handed. And continues to hit very well here early in 2016.
Came in at 321, and he'll see that average go up. Now Josh Wilson looking strike out his first time up. Watches a fastball miss outside for ball 1. Wilson fighting to get back to the big leagues. Spent last year with the Detroit Tigers, played 21 games in Comerica Park. 1-0, breaking ball, paints the outside corner, strike 1. Here's a man who's been all over the place, not just in the majors, but in the minors as well. He's with the Texas system, D-backs, Brewers, D-backs again, Padres a couple of times, the Mariners. Made his major league debut all the way back in 07 with Washington. And he holds up on a breaking ball in the dirt. It's 2 balls and a strike. Crowd getting encouraged. It is a patchy crowd tonight. Not much of a threat of rain, but not willing to risk the extreme cloud cover that we've had all throughout this month. 2-1 fastball outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, looking forward to this marine layer breaking at some point. It's ridiculous.
Under the dome, it's not just a CBS series and a Stephen King book. 3-1 is low and outside, ball 4. So the first 2 men reach for York in the bottom of the 4th inning. Castillo via the single, and Wilson takes his free pass. Sets the table for Michael Rocket trying to do some damage. And the Rocket man set one out into right field his first time up. Trying to get his season going, just 11 for 61 on the year. Zide from the stretch, misses. No, he does come in and curl on the outside corner for strike 1. Rocket showing bunt that time, so he's drawing the corner infielders in. Revs had this situation in the bottom of the fifth yesterday, nearly bounced into a triple play. Rocket shows bunt again. Here come the infielders. The pitch, it's tapped right back to the mound. A perfect bunt from Michael Rocket. The throw by Zayed nearly chases Roof off the bag at first base. Second baseman coming over to cover. A textbook sac bunt for Michael Rocket. And the Revs have 2 runs in scoring position as they try and break this 1-1 deadlock, and they've got the man they want up in this situation up right now. It is Jason Repko. Strikeout and a walk for him today. Infield playing in. Bees so low scoring they don't want to let any of those runs come home as Repko bounces one over Polo's head in the third base coach's box and foul.
A lot like last night when the bottom of the order set the table, and here's Repko with a chance to do some damage again.
Jason takes about 4 practice swings. The 0-1 up and in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bees with only 41 runs through their first 18 games. That's a tick over 2 runs per game. So if both these score, they're going to be out of luck potentially. And there's breaking ball low and in the dirt and outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
They've scored about 30 fewer runs. Actually, it is exactly 30 fewer than Bridgeport. New Britain has. Bridgeport, the second lowest total entering play tonight.
2 balls and 1 strike to Repko. It's a 1-1 score in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 2-1 from Zayed. Low and out again. Nice pounce by Skelton on that ball in the dirt. Josh Zayed is tiring. He's already walked 1 in the inning. And this will be pitch number 75 for Zayed. Nobody warming in the New Britain pen for the moment, so this is his inning to do what he wants with. There's a swing and a miss, a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Repko going all helicopter on it, and the count goes full. Swung at it letter high. We'll see if Zayed goes back to the same location. Infield still in. Payoff pitch. And he left it outside. He can hang laundry on that one. It's ball 4. Repko draws his second walk, and the bases are full of Revs with nobody out. And one of the hotter hitters in York, Pennsylvania, coming to the plate in the form of Isaiah Tejeda.
As Zayed, the first start against York, 72 pitches to get through 13 hitters. Tonight, 75 pitches through 19 hitters. That's his 4th walk. They missed a chance last inning, looking for redemption here in the 4th.
And now somebody is going to get up in the pen. Looks like number 38 for New Britain. Tejeda takes one right down George Street for strike 1. That is Sean Haviland, 30-year-old from Middletown, Connecticut, a righty getting up in the pen for the Bees. Tejeda down in the count 0-1. Bags full. And he grounds one up the middle. Pass shot is a short for a base hit. 1 run scores. In comes the second. Going to third is Repko. And on at first with a 2-run single is Isaiah Tejeda. He just keeps hitting. And he puts the Revs up 3-1 in the 4th.
He keeps doing that. Mace will keep finding a spot for him. In there at third base tonight. Catcher last night. Left field at times. And all of a sudden now in the 2-hole and producing again. This is like a carbon copy of what they did last night. With the bottom of the order getting on and setting the table. And then Tejeda cashing in. And that man is red hot. Mace said that he was a little upset with himself for the way that he swung maybe his 2nd or 3rd game played of the year. And he didn't play for about a week after that, and he was very determined when he got back in to make a statement, and he sure has.
Jason Blanton, pitching coach for New Britain, trying to buy some time for Haviland. Side is not long for this game. The Revs are trying to milk him for all he's worth right now. Andres Perez milked him to the tune of a solo home run back in the first inning, struck out his next time up. And he will bat with men on the corners and one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Revs trying to increase this new two-run lead. And there's a fastball on the outside corner for strike one. Dre inching ever closer to Chris Nowak's team record, 59 career home runs. As Darrell mentioned, he's now 4 shy of tying Nowak after his home run in the first. Low and in on a breaking ball. It's 1-1. Pitch number 80 coming up for Zide. Haviland getting ready as frantically as he can. From the stretch, the 1-1. Wave and a whiff. And a breaking ball that came in on Perez. He was thinking over the plate, and it's strike two.
Yeah, change up there from Zide. Really haven't seen that from him tonight. And he did have Perez fooled on it.
The 1-2 pitch, low and outside, and Skelton has been sliding all over the place. He's going to wear a path from behind the plate to the left-handed batter's box.
It's a long first 4 innings for him back there.
Repko on third, Tejeda on first after the 2-run single. 1 down, bottom of the fourth. Now the 2-2 from Zide. Chin music, Perez. Boy, you can't fit that many molecules between where that ball crossed and where Perez was.
A good job from Dre to react and get those hands in tight. That's really the first thing you want to protect.
Payoff pitch coming. There goes Tejeda. And it's a pop-up, shallow right field. Rivers getting under it. We'll see if Repko tags. He is. Jason Repko coming to the plate. The throw is up the line, and it pulls Skelton off his perch. It's a sac fly for Andres Perez, and it's 4-1 York.
Well, it was not deep, Will. You're right. And the thing Repko did was force the outfielder to make the good throw. And had it been on the money, it would have beaten Repko to the plate, but up the line, and give Rep credit. He forced the defense to make the play. They could not, and the Revs get another run out of it.
Zide not out of the woods just yet. It's the big bopper, Telvin Nash, coming up. First pitch low and in, ball 1. Nash poked a double to the right field corner his first time up and walked back in the third. Revs leading the bases loaded 1 inning ago, cashing in to the tune of 3 runs so far in the fourth. 1-0. Nash goes around on a slider outside. Skelton dives and keeps it in front of him to keep Tejeda from going to second base.
Zide's got good stuff for the amount of check swings and chases that he's gotten in the dirt tonight. That slider must be, it's hard for one, but it must be deceptive off that fastball. And that one got a piece of Skelton, I believe, on the left forearm maybe, where the catcher's mitt wasn't quite protecting. He's flexing that wrist.
Tejeda a short lead off of first base. Griffin holding him on. And there's a lift foul over our heads and out towards the parking lot. Some lucky fan is going to take a free windshield ornament home with his Buick.
Lucky him.
Nash steps out now, digs his right foot into the box. Monotone bat. Big black one. The 1-2 pitch. And there's a loop down the left field line. It falls for a base hit. Nash might have broken his bat that time. but he extends the inning. He is now 2 for 2 today, and Telvin Nash continues to really enjoy hitting here at Peoples Bank Park. That broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care.
Good night for the old on-base percentage. On base all 3 times now.
So now another key moment for Brian Pounds. He struck out with the bases loaded his latest time up. That was in the 3rd. 2 Ks already for him. He's going to try and avoid the hat trick. First pitch, fastball, outside corner, strike 1. This will almost certainly be the last batter for Zide, no matter the result. Haviland's been warming up for a while now. 0-1 pitch, golf foul, out of play, out towards the Mezzogiorno Picnic Pavilion. And it's 0-2. Zide picks up the chalk, throws it down. Frustration with himself for letting this inning go as long as it has, and determination not to let York bleed out a few more runs. 0-2, out of play again on a foul ball down the first base side. Pounds, meanwhile, trying to produce in this spotlight situation. Just like the Stage Deli has a spotlight on outstanding soup, salad, and sandwiches, and mac and cheese, as I found out earlier today. For daily specials you can't afford to miss, check out the Facebook page or visit them on George Street right next to the Strand Capitol Theater. Zide checks the man on second. Now the 0-2 pitch, fouled off the end of the bat, and we will do it again.
That was interesting. Start of the at-bat. Pounds, who struck out twice tonight, he didn't look like he had any intention of swinging first pitch. He wanted to see one, get a better look at this guy, who he maybe hasn't seen it all that well from tonight. And now comfortable hitting with 2 strikes, it appears.
Another 0-2 pitch. Warm burner over to the left side. Shortstop Chavez has it. Bobbles over himself as momentum carried him towards the outfield. He could not set his feet, and everybody is safe. And they're going to call this an error. No? Well, he flashed the error sign. No, this is going to be a single. Infield hit for Brian Pounds. Now Simmons, the 9th batter of the inning for the Revs, with 3 runs home already, 3 on base and 2 out. 4-1 York. Simmons trying to blow it open. Zide from the stretch, the first pitch, swing and a miss at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. Well, there's one thing, Darryl, you can say about Zayed. Even as his pitch count gets up to 93, he still brings it with, well, 93.
He does. The next step for him, though, will be to be a little more efficient.
The 0-1. Fastball, outside black for strike 2. And they are calling this one an error. An error on the shortstop, Chavez. Now the 0-2 pitch. Fouled back into the screen. And we will do it again. Simmons, a couple of strikeouts himself. Reached on the first one on a wild pitch, 3rd strike. Crowd being encouraged to charge along with Simmons, and Simmons calls time, and a called time by the batter. No balk called as the umpire granted time to the hitter, as Zayed looked like he was getting into his motion.
Yeah, he didn't realize time was out, and wasn't a very demonstrative call from behind home plate. But Simmons seemed to know that he had it. It looked like he had a gnat up near his face.
Now the 0-2. Left way upstairs. Now he's got a baseball near his face. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's Tejeda on 3rd, Nash on 2nd, Pounds on 1st with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Revs already leading 4-1. Looking for more. The 1-2 from Zayed. Jammed him, and Jimmy L fouls it back and out of play.
Gotta give the Revs offense some credit tonight. They have put together an exhaustive approach to Zide, making him throw pitches, getting deep in counts, fouling them off.
Zide sets himself. The rock and the roll. There's a drive to deep right center field. Jones going back on it, gets there, and it's the right fielder, Rivers, who comes up with a catch, stealing the play from Jones. No matter, Zide retired. So the Revs leave them loaded for the second straight inning, but they cash in to the tune of 3 runs. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left on. End of the fourth, your score, York 4, New Britain 1, here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
You hear a lot about CPAP masks these days, but here's something you don't hear much about. Over half of the people who wear a CPAP mask for sleep stop wearing it within a year. How's that working for you? Dr. Gordon Bell would like you to hear this. York Dental Sleep Therapy has dental options that can help many of those people. If you or someone you live with is struggling with sleep apnea, visit yorksleep.com and see how Dr. Gordon Bell can help return your home to peaceful nights of deep, restful sleep. If you're groggy during the workday, if you wake up feeling exhausted, if you would like to get your nighttime sleep patterns back to a healthy state, get a confirmation from your doctor, then meet with Dr. Bell at his office on West Market Street in Hallam. He'll evaluate your symptoms and discuss which treatments would best suit your situation. Dr. Bell can restore restful sleep and get you feeling better day and night. York Dental Sleep Therapy. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com to learn more.
Pain doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the fifth from Peoples Bank Park. Will DeBoer, Darrell Henry with you on Revs Radio WOYK. York taking a 4-1 lead with a 3 spot in the fourth inning. Spotting Mike McClendon, his biggest lead of the night. His first pitch makes Rivers dance at the ankles for ball 1. Rivers a double and the only run of the game so far for the Bees. That came back in the third. And there's a liner into right field. Soft line drive. The Repco picks up. It's a base hit for Rivers, who is now 2 for 2 tonight.
He got off to a really slow start this year, especially compared to what he did last season with Lancaster. Pretty solid overall campaign. And maybe he's starting to get things turned around. Both of his hits off McClendon tonight to lead off innings.
That brings John Jones into the fold. Sack bunt for Jonesy the first time up. There's a breaking ball, and it's low for ball 1. Jones out in center field tonight, coming to New Britain from the Gary South Shore Rail Cats of the American Association. 1-0 as a tick inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Gary South Shore, kind of a unique setup. They play at the U.S. Steel Yard, which is right on the train tracks. You hit it high enough in left field and you are going to get the ball on the tracks. Kind of a claustrophobic ballpark setup for those of you who don't really like that, as Jones taps one off the end of the bat. And it's foul. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Fairly nice though, right?
Yeah.
Nice stadium.
I've driven by it a couple of times, and it's always looked like the sort of ballpark I want to go to. Jones steps back in. McClendon from the stretch, the 2-1. And a foul ball. Slow roller down the third base line. 2-2.
McClendon likes to keep the ball down, get ground balls. Jones put that one right off his foot.
That may hobble him as he tries to get to first base. Short lead for Rivers, who's not much of a runner. The 2-2 pitch, low and outside, ball 3. Breaking ball breaks a little early for Mike McClendon, and the count is pushed full. Pitch number 68 coming for Mike. Nobody loosening in the York pen. McClendon is going to at least get the chance to go 5. Time asked for and granted by Kevin Brannon. Cloud cover starting to fade into the sky, so we've got a pretty shade of blue as our dome tonight. There goes the runner. The payoff pitch is tapped over to the left side. Tejeda, the third baseman's got it. Double clutches, rifles over to first, but not in time. Telvin Nash thought that ball got to him in time. Tyler Thurman disagreeing, and we're taking a look at the replay right now. Oh, it's awfully close. And I think he might have gotten there. I think he might have beaten it by half a step. Double clutch from Tejeda. We saw that on a put out of his back in the first inning. It didn't cost him, but it did that time against the speedy Jones. So now McClendon, for the third straight inning, has got base runners. 2 straight that he's got 2 base runners. Brendan Chavez coming up next, batting from the left side that time and laying down a bunt towards Tejeda at third base. Tejeda scoops, throws over to first base in time for the sacrifice bunt.
Well, it's nice to get redemption for Isaias there. He handles that one smoothly. Nice job by Pounds, too. He had to go a long way to cover from second over at first base. He caught it, did a little dance step to get his left foot in the bag, and then got the heck out of there with Chavez approaching quickly.
And you knew immediately that Chavez was going to lay down a bunt. He's listed as a right-handed hitter, and he was batting from the left side. He's not even a switch hitter. Well, fans chanting scoreboard. If James Skelton delivers, they may not be chanting that for long as Skelton watches a breaking ball crawl outside for ball 1. Revs are leading 4-1, but the Bees beginning to swarm. Rivers on third, Jones on second with 1 down here in the top of the 5th. McClendon from the first base side of the rubber grooves a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Change up at 79 miles an hour. Catches outside Black, and the count goes even. Now Mike with the 1-1. Chin music, and Skelton practicing his limbo right there. He'll take for ball 2. McClendon wheels and deals. Right down George Street, a called strike 2 at 84 miles an hour. And McClendon can help his cause significantly if he can get Skelton out without having him lift a ball into the field. Either way, the Revs infield playing back. They will concede the run if it's a ground ball. Outfield straight away. And the left-handed Skelton stands back in. Bat on the shoulder. McClendon's 2-2. Left it outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Laborious inning thus far for McClendon. He had 26 pitches in the last inning. And now this will be his 15th with just 1 away. The payoff pitch. Line drive up the middle, base hit. In to score is Rivers. Jones getting the green light from Yoshida. The throw by Simmons is cut off. The throw back to second is not in time. It's a 2-run single for James Skelton. Goes to second on a throw, and New Britain is back within 1. It's 4-3.
And also a big advancement from Skelton there. Nash was doing all he could. I mean, Simmons, the throw into the plate, it was going to be fairly close. He wasn't going to have a chance to get Jones with his speed, but fairly close. It's tough to fault him for giving himself a chance. And when Castillo was hollering to cut it, Nash tried to get as high as he could to pick that ball off, but just couldn't quite reach it, and that allows Skelton to move up as the tying run also. Castillo also charging up on that to try to make a throw at second base, but not quickly enough with Skelton's speed.
Paul Fletcher coming out to try and calm McClendon down. Mike was working so well through the first 3 innings. He's now facing a bit of pressure, and he's got Greg Golson coming up next. First pitch jammed him, and it's fouled out of play. Over atop the dugout, and it's 0-1. Golson, a lot of hang time tonight. A fly ball to center field and a line drive out to left. He wears number 7 on his back, and he waves that bat around like it's a toothpick. 0-1 below the knees. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
One thing New Britain does have is team speed, and they've used it here this inning.
McClendon will try and keep that tying run on the bases. 1-1, swing and a miss at a breaking ball for strike 2. Skelton is a catcher, but he was the leadoff man, so he's got a good amount of speed, and he really knows how to get on base. That single, believe it or not, will lower his average, and there's a hard ground ball. It takes a funny hop over to Hayda, and it's into left field. Skelton will score. Going to second is Golson, and the Bees have tied it. They will call it a double as Tejeda faced a very, very tough hop. There must have been some sort of pebble on the infield, and the Bees have tied it. It's 4-4.
Yeah, that top spun up on him and ate him up. Kind of an in-between hop going toward the line, and one of those almost looked like it was picking up spin and speed as it bounced, and try to get the glove on it to at least knock it down. And that's a tough break and a tough inning at third thus far for Tejeda.
And that is all for Mike McClendon. Mace comes in with the hook, and that looks to be Gomez, Ricardo Gomez, coming out as a new pitcher for the Revs here in the top of the 5th inning. With a score 4-4, we will pause 10 seconds for station ID here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Will DeBoer, Darrell Henry with you as we're in the top of the 5th inning. Revs and Bees tied at 4-4. Teams trading stretches of runs. York scored 1 in the bottom of the 1st inning on the solo home run by Andres Perez. Bees got it back in the top of the 3rd, manufacturing a run after a Kevin Rivers double. York with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. The highlight was the 2-run single by Isaiah Tejeda. Also sac fly by Andres Perez. And right here in the top of the 3rd inning, Bees not done yet. Moments ago, a run-scoring double from Greg Golson that followed a 2-run single by James Skelton. And Ricardo Gomez, as he takes his warm-up tosses, prepares for his 6th appearance of the season. In the previous 5, no record, 1.92 ERA. He's given up 1 run. It was earned on 3 hits in 4 2/3 innings. He has walked 2 and struck out 6. Last time out, scoreless inning in relief against the Bridgeport Bluefish. That was back on May 4th, 1 week ago. 3 up, 3 down, including a strikeout in that stretch.
Yeah, he's looked progressively more comfortable the more appearances he's made. And I think the Revs are at a point where they would entrust him in some late situations. And actually this, only the 5th inning, but this is a big situation here.
With the go-ahead run on second, Jovan Rosa comes to the dish. Big open stance for him. First pitch, Gomez, sidearm action, and he grooves it down the heart for strike 1. Rosa 1 for 2 today, a single back in the 4th. Now he bats with Golson on second, 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. 0-1, swung on and missed for strike 2. 79 miles an hour. Rosa, believe it or not, was late on it. Got those neon batting gloves, does Rosa, that clash horribly with the yellow uniforms that New Britain's got on right now. Come on, guys, get it together. Gomez looks back the runner. Now the 0-2 pitch. Left it outside at 89 miles an hour, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gomez in his 4th season in a York Revolution uniform. 1-2 pitch. Ooh, just by the skin of its teeth, missing outside on a fastball. 2-2.
Good to see the velocity up with him too. He's a little bit older now, but kind of looking like the guy here a few years ago again.
The leg kick of the 2-2 is fouled back to the netting, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 down, Bees tying the game here 4-4 in the 5th. Looking for the go-ahead run, looking to lead for the first time today. Rosa stands in. Gomez stands to deliver, and he delivers the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 88-mile-an-hour fastball that Rosa was late on. Big second out for Gomez, and it's 2 away in the 5th.
And again, he's getting more and more confident the more he's out there. And high 80s there, but really reaching back and putting it past Rosa. It looks a lot harder when he's got that slider that comes out of the same arm slot. You've got to respect that too.
Left-handed Craig Maddox up, and he fouls the first pitch back to the screen. Jammed him on the handle of the bat, and it's 0-1. Maddox today 0 for 2. That spectacular catch by Jason Repko out in right field came off of his bat. It's Golson on second with 2 out. The 0-1 pitch comes in on him, and it's 1-1. New Britain 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Revs the very same. Gomez trying to keep it symmetrical. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A wave and a whiff at a slider at 81 for strike 2.
He's really locating that pitch well right now. Really good depth, good bite on it, keeping it down. That's what's going to make him like the guy he was here a few years back.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Popped him up, left side of the infield. Make that outfield. Rocket locating, makes the catch, side retire. That ball carrying more than expected, but not nearly far enough. Gomez gets out of trouble, but the Bees come back to tie it with 3 runs on 4 hits. There is 1 error and 1 left on base. Middle of the 5th, your score. York 4, New Britain 4 here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Sobel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
Hi, this is Bo Vaughn. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
Bottom half of the fifth inning, the first pitch of Keith Castillo. It's a swing and a miss. And a fastball for strike one. Castillo leading off the fifth just like he led off the fourth. The Revs batting around in the fourth inning, only scoring 3 runs, though, leaving him loaded. There's a swing and a miss, a slider for strike two. And the new pitcher for New Britain has made his way onto the hill. It's Sean Haviland from Middletown, Connecticut. He's a 30-year-old right-hander. And Haviland gets his sign from Skelton. Lines and fires. Outside, ball one. Haviland making his 8th appearance of the year. 1-0, 3.0 ERA. 4 earned runs in 12 innings of work. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He replaces Josh Zide after 4 innings and 98 pitches. And Haviland with the 2-2 comes up on him and ends up plunking Castillo, grazing him on the right forearm. So the Revs have the leadoff man on for the 4th straight inning. Trying to retake this lead. They have held the lead twice tonight, hoping that the 3rd time is the charm and they will be able to hold it for good the next time they can get men to cross the plate. Here's Josh Wilson. Strikeout, a walk, and a run for him. And he golfs this one into right field. Long run for Rivers coming towards the line. He won't get there. It falls for a base hit. Castillo going first to third. The throw coming in from Rivers is not in time. Sliding head first into the bag as Castillo went on at first with a single as Josh Wilson. The Revs have men on the corners with nobody out here in the 5th. Now it's Michael Rocket. Sack bunt for him, his first time up. That was about the time to get a slump-breaking hit. If he does, the Revs retake the lead. Haviland in the stretch, the first pitch. Breaking ball, Rocket ducks out of the way, and that one broke on him. Fooled it completely, comes on the inside corner for strike one. Short leads for both runners. The 0-1. And there's a wild pitch. It bounces away from Skelton. He can't stop this one. In to scores Castillo. Wilson trying for third. The throw is high, and Josh Wilson slides in after taking 2 bases on the wild pitch. Castillo is in, and the Revs do, in fact, retake the lead. It's 5-4. Rare to see 2 bases taken on a wild pitch, but Wilson got a great jump off that one. And a gift run for the Revs, are trying to parlay that into even more. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Rocket. Infield coming in. Here's the 1-1, a little tapper and foul. Third base side, it's 1-2. Rocket trying to flip the order and bring up the big guns with nobody out. The man on third is Wilson. The infield still playing in. Bees have already eclipsed their typical run total, but so have the Revs. Fastball left outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
What a wild night when you put it that way.
Wild night. This one destined to be much longer night than last night at 2:17. We're almost there already. Jammed him, and it's fouled back to the screen. The count remains at 2-2. Michael Rocket standing in, trying to deliver. It's 5-4 Revs, looking for more in the 5th. 2-2 pitch, low and outside, full count. Haviland has not gotten anybody out, having as much trouble as Zayed did over his last few innings. Now the payoff pitch. Came inside on him, and he fights it off. We'll do it again.
There just have not been quick outs from the Revs hitters, and it makes you wonder how much all that extra early work today did pay off. They finally got out there, really working counts tonight and battling.
Haviland with another 3-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Got him with a fastball. Outer half. Rocket went fishing. Comes up with the boot. Now it flips the order, and for the 4th time today, we'll see Jason Rep go. Rep 0 for 1, a strikeout, a couple of walks, and one of the 3 runs in the last inning. All he's got to do is lift a fly ball out into the outfield, and it should score another run as he takes inner half for strike 1. Miniature wave percolating through the People's Bank Park crowd, although it's more like a couple of puddle drops. And there's a bouncer, fair ball down the third base line, a nice quick snap throw by Rosa. The throw coming home, and Wilson is out. Josh Wilson taking the risk, trying to come home, Eric Hosmer style on the throw over to first base, but he is out. As we figure out that score, we'll throw it a commercial break here. The Revs do take the lead on the wild pitch. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. End of 5, your score, York 5 and New Britain 4 on Revs Radio, WOYK.
And here we go, folks. She steps up to the box. This is a real pressure situation. 2 kids tugging at her blouse, a long line of customers, and only 30 minutes to get in, get a dozen Maple Donuts, and get to the party.
Oh, boy, look at the time.
Well, if Charlie Donuts All-Stars winds up, and here's the pitch.
Welcome to Maple Donuts. Can I help you? Yes. No. I'm sorry. I'm not quite ready.
Oh, she steps out. The pressure may be too much, folks. No, wait. What's this?
A meeting at the plate?
Okay, Mommy needs to order our maple donuts now. Can you two be good, please?
And she steps back up to the box.
All ready now? I am.
She's swinging for the fences.
I'll have 4 glazed, 3 vanilla sprinkles, 3 chocolate icing, 2 jelly filled, and 1 chocolate peanut covered.
Wow, that was Major League. She read every stitch of that fastball and knocked it clean out of the park.
Enjoy your maple donuts. Oh, we will. Okay, kids, let's go. Let's get these maple donuts to the party.
There you have it, folks. Maple Donuts, 58 varieties. Ready whenever you need to step up to the plate.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Well, I finally did it. I took my dad's advice and joined his credit union.
Which one?
PSECU. I'm eligible because my dad's a member, but I joined through work.
Really? I thought you had to work for the state.
A lot of people think that, but there are lots of ways to be eligible.
I'm not really thrilled with my bank and all their fees. I need to check them out.
Definitely. It's worth the switch.
PSCCU is the credit union for you. Find your way at psccu.com/join. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 6th we go. Revs 5, Bees 4. A back and forth game. The Revs have taken the lead 3 times. Will New Britain have a third answer? It's John Griffin coming to the plate. He bounces the first pitch over to the left side. Tejeda has it. And he knows this runner that time. Knows he has the time to double clutch. The throw to first base is in time. 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ricardo Gomez, who came on instead of Mike McClendon. In the stead of Mike McClendon in the middle of the 5th inning. McClendon finishing with 4 runs, 3 of them earned on 6 hits in 4 1/3 innings. No walks and 3 strikeouts and 79 pitches for the starter, who will not factor into the decision and have to wait a bit longer for his first win of the year. Jonathan Roof taking low for ball 1. And Gomez gets him to lift this one out into shallow center field. Coming out for it is Pounds. Coming on for it is Simmons, and it falls in front of both of them. Pounds and Simmons both calling for it. It's really the first time this season, Darryl, we've seen the Revs get confused there on a Texas League blooper.
It is, and I think with Simmons coming in, if he can get there, it's the easier play, and he was doing everything he could to get there, but as shallow as it was, it took him almost a half-dive effort to approach that, and at that point it was just too late. I think Pounds was there first, should have just taken it himself.
That one's low and in for ball 1 to Kevin Rivers, who's 2 for 2 with a couple of the runs today. Gomez. There's the kick, and there goes the runner. The throw by Castillo is just not in time. That one got there quicker than it appeared. Keith Castillo very nearly throwing out Jonathan Roof instead. It's a stolen base for Roof, and the Bees have the tying run in scoring position once again.
Well, New Britain may have to rely on things like that to score the way it's been going for them early this year. Team speed is, again, one of their strengths.
Now Gomez, a high leg kick. The 2-0 is inside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Kevin Rivers trying to produce for his new Atlantic League team. He was with the Barnstormers last year. 3-0, and he left it outside. Ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Ricardo Gomez. The only thing useful you can say about that was at least he didn't ring the pitch count high enough. But now he's got his back against the wall. 2 runners on, just 1 out, and John Jones coming to bat.
And he was that pop-up away from having 2 really quick outs. And the inside track on a quick inning right after taking the lead.
Jones had the unearned run back in the 5th inning, and he takes on the outside corner. A slider for strike one. He's been involved in all the run scoring innings for New Britain. He bunted over Rivers after the double in the 3rd. Rivers eventually scoring on the sac fly. There's a fly ball, hooking foul down the right field line over towards the picnic tables, and it's 0-2. Gomez sweeps up some dirt to get a better grip of that ball. Roof on second, Rivers on first. One down, 5-4 Revs. There's one out in the 6th. Jones trying to deliver. Gomez the 0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Slider retires him, and Gomez is nearly into daylight.
Well, it is nice when you're a reliever to have a strikeout pitch like that. You're going to be in a lot of tight spots where you could really use the strikeout and did not have to rely on the contact being right at somebody, as we've seen at times tonight. And Gomez always has that he can reach for.
Brandon Chavez betting from the left side once again. He fouls it off the top of the screen. It's 0-1. Gomez now with the 0-1 pitch coming in on him near the waist. Ball 1. Revs scored 1 in the 1st. The Bees with 1 in the 3rd. York 3 in the 4th. New Britain 3 in the 5th. York with 1 in their half of the 5th. Gomez, the high leg hick in the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball outside black, strike 2. Gomez trying to protect this lead. He is in line for the win if he can hold it. 2 on, 2 out. Ricardo, first base side of the rubber, stares in at Castillo to get his sign. Nods yes, and that's right when Chavez calls time. Brandon standing back in as lefty swinger right now. Gomez sets at the letters, checks the runner on second. A wind to the 1-2. There's a line drive down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's a foul ball. Well, we can't tell. Kurt Brainin had the angle on it, and he says it was foul. Do we have the angle on the replay there?
We have a still shot of left field on the replay, so it's not quite helping at the moment, but it had to have been close.
Chavez by inches, missing extra bases and a couple of RBIs. Can he recover on this 1-2 pitch? He'll get another shot at it. It comes in on him, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. York 5 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. New Britain 4 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Gomez trying to keep it that way. Ricardo with the rock and the roll. Fouled off of the left leg of Chavez. We will do it again. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 men on. And the numbers on the back of Chavez add up to 2.
And the number of the guy on deck is 1 more than 2.
Yeah, I thought I was stretching. Gomez ready again. The 2-2 pitch, he wheels and deals. Line drive right up the middle. It nearly takes Gomez's head off with it. It's into center for a base hit. Simmons drops the ball on the transfer. Thought about trying to throw Roof out at the plate. He'll get no chance, though. Roof scores. It's an RBI single for Brandon Chavez. And for the 3rd time today, New Britain has tied the game. It's 5-5.
Wonder what it looked like to Gomez coming back at him. I'm happy that he was able to react and avoid getting hit. It was right at his dome. He had time to duck, but he also tried to get the glove up and make a catch on it, which would have been a miracle. You're talking about a game of inches. Chavez just missed in the corner and left, and then Gomez just missed striking him out, and now he comes up with the big hit against his former team.
And that flips the order. James Skelton up for the 4th time today. First pitch to James is low for ball 1. Skelton, a 2-run single back in the 5th inning, scoring the first 2 of 3 runs that New Britain would score in that frame. And the league's leading on-base maestro will try and do it again and give New Britain its first lead. Gomez from the stretch. 0-1 on the outside corner for called strike 2. It is 0-2, right?
It should be, but I think he called the first one a ball.
The scoreboard seems to think 0-2.
They're right.
There's the 0-2 pitch. That one is low for ball, whatever it is. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Manual scorekeeper has to poke his head through the frame at the top of the 7th in order to get a look at the umpire. The 2-1 pitch, low and in, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Kevin Brannon trying to signal the man out behind the manual scoreboard. Big boppers waiting in the wings on deck and in the hole. Golson and Rosa. Gomez, that's ball 4. It gets away from Castillo. In to score is Rivers, and New Britain leads at 6-5. Passed ball charged against Keith Castillo. And New Britain, which has scrapped its way back from multiple deficits, will play with the lead for the first time today.
Well, unfortunately, it's been a mistake-filled night. New Britain's taken advantage of several miscues to not only come back, but now go in front. Gomez earlier in the inning looked like he'd have 2 very quick outs. But the pop-up landing between the 2, Pounds and Simmons both going for it. And later in the inning, the pass ball bringing a run home. It was ball 4, of course, but the damage has been done. An uncharacteristically sloppy night. Revs played such a clean game last night, and for the most part off to a similar start this evening until these last 2 innings.
And now we'll see a look at a new pitcher for the Revs. It's Michael Click, making appearance number 9 on the year. We last saw him pick up a save in the nightcap of the doubleheader Saturday in Southern Maryland. His first save of the year, one of 2 saves not by Mike DeMark for the Revs in 2016. Michael Click, 1-1, 6.51 ERA. He's allowed 7 earned runs, 6 of them coming in the 9th inning of a Sunday matinee against Sugar Land back on May 1st. So he'll be working to get that ERA down for probably another month.
Yeah, that's a rough one, but if you're in his shoes, you just can't think about that. And he had a really nice bounce back outing on Saturday. Well, actually a couple in the past week. But Saturday, a nice save for him to get one in that column on the stat line. And the appearance before that, the win against Bridgeport, where he was tremendous in 2 innings, 2 extra innings, and even got run over along the first base line in that one and maintained his cool and got the job done.
He'll have to keep his cool right now with the Bees up 6-5 in the top of the 6th inning. He inherits a boatload of a mess from Ricardo Gomez. It's Skelton on first, Chavez on second with 2 down, and Greg Golson coming to bat. RBI double for Greg his last time at the dish. So Click stares through those athletic glasses to get his sign from Castillo. Working from the center of the rubber. Starts from the stretch, and the first pitch, a fastball at 92 miles an hour, piercing the zone for strike one. Click 2 years with the Camden River Sharks before making a turn off the turnpike and coming here to York. The 0-1, right over the top delivery, and this one fouled back and well out of play. Come up with by a fan from West York. And it's 0-2. We've reached the night portion of this game. The sun completely down, pitch black sky. We're in the high 50s right now. Click trying to use the dip in the temperature to his advantage. Michael sets up, Castillo sets up on the outside portion of the plate. The 0-2, nice aim from Click, but he didn't get the call. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kevin Rayner not having any of that trickeration.
But he is hearing quite a bit from the fans behind home plate.
Oh, is he ever?
They have keyed on him tonight.
How much have they had? Do they have any left over?
Man.
Golson stands in. Click with the 1-2. Fastball left outside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
My guess is it's not the scouts that are doing all that yelling.
Oh, that'd be a pretty solid bet right there, D. Rosa on the deck, Maddox in the hole. If Golson can continue this top of the 6th, with the Bees already up 6-5. 2-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Guy with a fastball that Golson comes up with error on. Key strikeout for Michael Click, but the Bees do the damage. 2 runs on 2 hits, an error, and 2 left on base. Middle of the 6th, your score. New Britain 6, York 5 on Revs Radio, WOYK.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
Listen up, people. This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional. And I did tweet out on 4th and 19, go blue. Irvin took a picture of me in the NFL Game Day morning meeting room celebrating, and I stupidly looked at his phone and did it. And he tweets it out what Rich Eisen was like when he thought You Miss Football won. I can't show you what it was like when they did not win. Do friends do that to friends? No.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Come on, Colin Cowherd.
There's a lot of should-dos in life and should-haves. Should brush your teeth every day. Should treat people like you want to be treated. Those are shoulds. Then there's have-tos. You have to know how to fly a plane, and you have to know the rules if you're an NFL official. And last night, those officials did not know the rules. And it's going to get Jim Caldwell canned.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Gaslight Anthem brings us back into People's Bank Park. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. The Revs have a hill to climb for the first time tonight. Bees lead 6-5 as York will send Tejeda, Perez, and Nash, the 2-3-4 hitters, to the plate to face the man who is now on the long side of the decision, if it will hold right now, Sean Haviland. Haviland into the windup. The first pitch to Isaiah Tejeda. Breaking ball, outside corner, strike one. Tejeda, another solid day at the plate. He's 2 for 3. 2-run single back in the fourth, and the one time he didn't reach base was probably the hardest hit he's had. Line out to center. That's time called by somebody. Tejeda steps back in. Haviland into the windup with the 0-1. Little check swing, and Tejeda can't hold it. He goes around. Clear call that time for strike two. Not the finest day with the glove for Isaiah. Third base has eaten him up a couple of times. An error against him already. One borderline double that could have been an error. As the 0-2 pitch misses at about eye level for ball one.
Yeah, the ruling on the double was that it took a tough hop on him. Tough play.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Oh, that's brilliant. Inner half for strike three. That one had Tejeda doing the leg bob all the way, completely fooled. And a well-earned strikeout for Haviland, his second of the outing, and it is one away.
Earlier in the at-bat, it looked like maybe a splitter that Haviland threw more straight down. But that curveball, that was a snapdragon right there to buckle the knees.
Andres Perez up next. He takes above the letters for ball one. Dre, a solo home run back in the first inning. Since then, a strikeout and a sac fly. Haviland, the 1-0 fastball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard again, brought to you by York Mitsubishi. 3 other games going on in the ALPB. We'll tell you about him after this 2-0 pitch comes in from Haviland. Perez pops it up. Shallow left field. Coming on for it is Golson. 3 converging fielders. It's the left fielder to make the catch. 2 away. Over on Long Island, Ducks leading Somerset 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Also bottom of the 7th from Lancaster. Barnstormers down 4-1 to Southern Maryland. Top of the 3rd from Sugarland. The Skeeters facing a 2-0 hole against the Bridgeport Bluefish. If the results were to hold both there and here, still no change atop the Freedom Division. First pitch to Telvin Nash is a breaking ball that breaks right down the heart for strike one. Nash has been aboard all 3 times tonight. A double, a walk, and a single. He has not come in to score. He'll try and change that with 1 swing. He has the potential to do so. 0-1, fastball taken in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Revs down 6-5. The Bees taking their first lead in the top half of the 6th inning. 1 run shy of their season high for the year. Haviland likes his sign, delivers the 1-1. Ankle biter. Nash gets out of the way, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Telvin's been doing a fine job over the past week of spreading the ball around. Getting hard contact, not necessarily just a home run guy, and he skies this one to the heavens, and it'll fall near the right field side luxury boxes. And the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pounds on deck, Simmons in the hole, should Nash continue the frame. The 2-2 pitch. Got him looking, a fastball on the outside corner. Telvin's going to flip his bat, juggle it to himself, and juggle it out of reach in protest of Kurt Brannon's call. So Sean Haviland gets the first 1-2-3 inning for Bees pitching tonight. The Revs go down in order. End of the 6th, your score, New Britain 6, York 5. Darrell Henry will take you home here on Revs Radio, WOYK.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
Let's go!
The NFL has a policy here. Johnny Unitas was going to be honored by Peyton Manning. He was going to wear high-top black shoes. The NFL said, no, you couldn't do it. Pat Tillman was going to be honored by Jake Plummer, and the NFL said, no, you can't. Craig Ironhead Hayward's son was going to honor him with eye blind. D'Angelo Williams, whose mother died of breast cancer in 2014, he wanted to honor her the entire season. The NFL said no. This was explained to me by the NFL years ago, that if we allow this for Peyton Manning with Johnny Unitas, which seems like a no-brainer, then what happens if you get Jimmy Lipper, who wants to honor his coach, and he's going to wear something? That's where the NFL, you may not like it, but it makes sense that you just say, no, we're not going to allow it. We can't allow this to happen, because then everybody would be doing it.
The Dan Patrick Show.
We are going to PAR-TY.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Need some fun with your food? Where else but Friendly's? Stop by Friendly's at 423 Laux Road in York for great deals like 50% off breakfast Monday to Friday from 7 to 11 a.m. or one of our 5 lunch and dinner meals for $5.55, including the quarter-pound cheeseburger. Stop by after the game with your Revs game ticket and save 15%. Friendly's has got you covered with great deals all day long. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Top of the 7th, it is 6-5 New Britain. Michael Click will stay in after the inning-ending strikeout to finish the 6th. And Jovan Rosa will lead off for New Britain. 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Revs' biggest lead was 4-1. And Click with the pitch. It is a fastball over the outer half for a strike. Rosa look back, and he'll take a number as the next man to have a discussion. Strike 3 on Nash looked quite generous for the pitcher. There's the 0-1. And a swing and a little poke on the ground at second. Pounds up on it, gloves, fires to first, and there's one away. As Click gets a very weak ground ball off the end of the bat. Craig Maddox coming up, our K-man tonight. He is 0 for 3 with that sought-after strikeout, courtesy of Mike McClendon back in the 4th inning. Left-hand hitter who played for Stan Clyburn with Southern Maryland last season. Pitch from Click is down and away for ball 1. The Revs' largest lead that got away to lose a game was 4 in the home opener against Sugar Land. Had a 6-2 lead in that game. 1-0 and a drive in center right at Simmons though. Oh man, he makes the catch on an absolute howitzer off the barrel of Maddox's bat. That was a drive off the tee that one would be very proud of. That thing was straight as an arrow, but right at Simmons. 2 down in the inning, and John Griffin will stand in. Haven't been a lot of quick outs since the early innings tonight. McClendon had a handful early, but Click trying to get the boys right back to the plate offensively. And the pitch to Griffin is off the plate away. 1 for 3 in the game. I can't remember if I had mentioned that or not. So if I said that for the second time, I'm really just drilling it in.
There's going to be a quiz after, right?
There's a fastball. There's a strike. Out of reach. 1-1 on Griffin. Click leaning over that front leg as he picks up his signal. Now lifts, strides, fires, and misses way high. Count now 2-1. It's got this misty look about it tonight. Is there a little moisture in the air?
Looks like it.
Not quite as cold as it's been, but not pleasant. The 2-1 and a foul off to the first base side and over the roof.
Like someone's got a humidifier going all around the ballpark.
Yeah, it is. Need to pop that thing. 2-2 on Griffin. Castillo going through a bunch of signs with Click. Here's the stretch. He fires and a swing and a pop-up foul. Same area and over the roof. Tomorrow night, Jorge Martinez for York. Another 6:30 first pitch. Kyle Simon, the former Barnstormer for New Britain. It's swim night presented by the YMCA of York and York County.
Just don't tell me they're turning this field into a pool beforehand. That's going to take quite the effort. Unless it rains, then you're set.
The fastball outside, 3-2. I think the most saturated field I've ever seen was, or at least pro field, was Friday night at Southern Maryland. That thing was basically underwater.
Could you go fishing?
Maybe for minnows. Payoff pitch is hit high in the air and right. Repko will range back. It's still carrying onto the track, and he's got it. Up against the Little Caesars sign. Repko hauls it in on the track. He ends up with his hands against the wall to brace himself on that deep drive from John Griffin. 1-2-3 7th for Michael Click. We've reached stretch time here at Peoples Bank Park. Revs trail the Bees 6-5.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called Peoples Bank Park. Peoples Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at Peoples Bank Park. Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Come on! Colin Cowherd.
Here's Chip Kelly talking about Tim Tebow once he released him.
I didn't feel like he was good enough to be the 3 right now.
He didn't say backup that just gets in. He's not good enough to be the 3rd string quarterback. And here's the thing. You can have him on the roster. You can't have him right behind Sam Bradford, who would pull a hammy yawning.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
What's up, y'all?
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
And you're listening to the best.
Oh, okay. Mattingly and the Dodgers realized it wasn't working out. Nobody wants to say somebody was fired. Nobody wants to say somebody was resigned. Now, I know it's semantics here. Mattingly's gone and the Dodgers move on. I do think it's best for both because I think with new management, they want their guy. They want a sabermetrics, an analytics guy. Mattingly was not that guy.
Dan Patrick.
Don't be a hater.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 7th, 6-5 New Britain. Sean Havlin stays in for his 3rd inning. He's given up 1 run. Brian Pounds will lead off, and a big swing and a miss. A cutter from Havlin, first pitch. Bees came back with 3 in the 5th to tie it. Revs retook a brief lead. New Britain did 1 better with 2 in the 6th. And now up 1. Havlin deals and a swing and a foul. Sliced the other way. And it bangs off the railing, overlooking the Revs bullpen in right. It'll careen out onto the track in right. Right over top of where Ron Scooters is loosening in the Revolution bullpen. And New Britain does have some relief readying as Grady Wood is getting loose. Havlin at 30 pitches now. Fiddles for the grip, turns and deals, and a swing and a dribbler to deep short, and it handcuffs Chavez and ricochets into the outfield. Into left center, and Pounds is on to start the inning as Chavez boots it off the heel. And Pounds on an error, the second charge to Chavez tonight. Used to be his infield. Briefly, he was a backup player back in 2014. The Revs traded him to acquire Bryant Nelson at midseason that year. Here's James Simmons, who's 0 for 3. Down a run, tying run on. Haviland the pitch. It's just outside. Looked like Brandon flinched, but didn't call it. The Revs have stranded 8 tonight, all in the first 4 innings. So they had opportunities earlier, especially in the third. They had them loaded with 1 out. Loaded them with 2 outs in the 4th. Pitch to Simmons is swung on and fouled back. They left them loaded each inning. They did score 3 in the 4th. Kind of a sloppy game. New Britain with their second error. The Revs only charged with 1, but it could be 3, and also a pass ball. Now Haviland ready. One, curveball, and it floated a little high. Haviland in 7 appearances, all in relief, had worked 12 innings coming in, so he is the long man. He came on in the 5th inning in relief of Zide, who only went 4. The 2-1, curveball, yanked foul. Polo dances out of the way.
So do a couple of B relievers.
Haviland coming in, 12 innings, 13 Ks, only 2 walks. Pretty high strikeout numbers. He's got 3 Ks tonight. Pounds a short lead at first. 2-2 to Simmons, and he fouls it back against the screen. Keith Castillo waiting on deck. Ball loose from the Revs bullpen, rolling in toward the plate. Out of York's 12 victories, only 2 have been comeback wins. They've done a good job of scoring early and maintaining leads. Another 2-2. Curveball grounded toward third and past Rosa. Down into the New Britain bullpen. Pounds to third. He'll be stopped there, and Simmons will make it into second. Rosa reaching forward in the backhand. Couldn't reach it. They'll give Simmons the double. And it's second and third with nobody out. Rosa trying to reach it near the bag, and just out of his reach. It was just enough toward the line. And Simmons able to chop it past him. And the table set again. This time they need to do something with it. And Keith Castillo will try to get that done with the infield coming halfway in, it looks like. Corners all the way in. Pounds the tying run at third. Simmons the go-ahead run at second. Down 6-5 in the 7th. What a big hit. Here's the stretch. And now Haviland steps off, wants to go through the signs again. The middle infield now is all the way back, conceding the tying run. Simmons plenty of speed from second base. And the pitch to Castillo, a breaking ball, tumbles low. Castillo tonight 1 for 2. Also hit by a pitch. Has scored 2 of the Revs' 5 runs out of the 7 spot. Haviland ready. 1-0. And a curveball bounced toward the middle. It'll tie it. Chavez will get there behind second. Throws to first. RBI ground out at 6-6 as Brian Pounds comes home. And Simmons, the go-ahead run, moves to third. That's a very productive out. not only ties the game, but also advances the lead run. Hit it toward the middle. Simmons was able to take off right away. It wasn't in front of him. So he could break without hesitation. And here's Josh Wilson looking to put York ahead. Infield in, he's 1 for 2, a single walk and a run. And the first pitch, a swing and a ground ball toward third. Rosa backhands, knocks it down, picks up and makes the throw. And redeems himself on that play. Right near the bag, he backhands to keep it right by his feet. Didn't grab it cleanly, but a clean pickup. And snapped it across. So with 2 down, it'll be up to Michael Rocket if the Revs cash in with this go-ahead run here in the 7th. They've tied it up 6-6. And Havlin into his stretch. First offering, a swing and a liner off the pitcher. Rocket racing to first. He will beat it, and it's thrown away. And the go-ahead run scores. Simmons in to cross the plate at 7-6. And Havlin just took one off the midsection. Rocket with an absolute bullet. And then Skelton on the rebound did all he could. Rocket beat it anyway. It'll be an infield hit. And then airmailed the throw into right. And they are going to call to the bullpen for a new pitcher. Skelton was slow getting up over along the line at first. He maybe slipped. Well, he obviously slipped. He may have turned something a little bit. And it will be the end of the line for Havlin. But it's a go-ahead hit for Rocket, who drilled it right off the pitcher, and a heck of a way to get off the schneid.
Goodness, I think that Mr. Havlin was lucky that hit a fleshier part of him. Otherwise, he is perhaps staying down and not getting up again unless they bring a stretcher.
Oh.
Hard hit contact from Michael Rocket. My goodness.
Heck of a way to get a 2-out hit. Hate to see the pitcher wear one like that. Hey, makes his way off under his own power. I thought at first maybe it got him around a hip. And they are going to walk back to the clubhouse with him and have him checked out.
My first glance, I thought backside.
Yeah. I missed the replay, but solid contact from Rocket, no doubt about that. 2 runs home. Both will be unearned after the leadoff error. Michael Rocket is 7th RBI. First hit since losing that 5-game hitting streak midweek last week. Right-hander Grady Wood, the new pitcher, here in the 7th inning. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Jason Repko will face him. And we'll pause here for station identification. This is Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Well, 2 runs home in the inning, 7-6. The Revs in front of the Bees in this back and forth seesaw battle. Darrell Henry along with Will DeBoer from Peoples Bank Park in York. Now here's Jason Repko, the first to face Grady Wood, who out of the stretch will peek over at Rocket at first. Pitch to Repko, a frisbee slider. He jumps back, it curls in for a strike. Repko 0 for 2, 2 walks and a run tonight. Grady Wood 0-1, but an 0.87 ERA. Pitch. Repko tries to bunt his way on, crawling along the line at third. It's hugging the chalk, and it just went foul. Rosa waited, and as it got to within about 10 feet of third base, he scooped it up just on the other side of the line. Repko made a great bid for a bunt hit. Wood does have a save. His numbers are dominant. 10 1/3 innings, 1 run on just 3 hits. Opponents hitting .094. The only thing lower is his ERA. 1 walk and 12 strikeouts for the season.
He may be one of these guys the scouts have come to see. He's only 25 years old, turning 26 a week from today.
There's the stretch from the righty. 0-2, and a sinker right there for a called third strike. And Repko rung up. That'll end the inning. And the Revs, I think Repko was looking out at him like that was nasty. The Revs take the lead, though, with 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error and 1 man left. And we'll head to the 8th tonight. York back in front. It's the Revs 7 and the Bees 6.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community
and hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, May 13th with a Marquis de Lafayette bobblehead giveaway. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 8th, it'll be Tyrell Harris who's on. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And the Revs bullpen looking to protect a late lead now as they've gone back in front 7-6. Jonathan Roof to lead off. Pitch from Harris is down low. Castillo setting up in that low split to get the target as low as he possibly can. Roof 1 for 3 tonight. And the 1-0 from Harris is swung on and missed. Roof reached on a pop-up that fell in the 6th for a hit, stole second and scored. The 1-1, and a slider stayed a little up. 6, 7, and 8 due here for New Britain. The 2-1, and a swing and a fly ball right center field toward the gap. Repko on the run. It's going to split the gap. And Simmons battling to get the grip on it against the wall. He will, and will hold Roof to a double. But nobody able to get to this one. They've made some great plays in the outfield in this series, but this one hit deep and right between the two. A leadoff double, and the tying run at second base right away. Roof with the 8th inning started. And here's Kevin Rivers, who's been on every time tonight. Double, single, walk, and he's scored all 3. Harris from the stretch. And Rivers will swing away. He takes high and wide for ball 1. Came in hitting 180. He's up to 212. And now Fletch seeing something. He's going to call time, and also to perhaps give them a little time down in the bullpen. That might have been Checo that went running down there. Fletch, a lot of times he'll spot something and can point it out right away. Well, the Revs this weekend, Friday night hosting Sugar Land. They celebrate York, presented by Memorial Hospital Series continuing. The Marquis de Lafayette bobblehead giveaway to the first 1,500. Saturday night, Corey Thurman's number retirement with poster giveaway, post-game fireworks as well. Sunday at 1 o'clock, Ex-Pogo performs. Tickets on sale, YorkRevolution.com. Mound visit over, 1-0 to Rivers, down and away, and Harris slips behind him. I don't know if they would consider Rivers suddenly as dangerous as he was last year. You do have righty against lefty here. First base open, but if he ends up on, Jones probably bunts, and then the go-ahead runs in scoring position. 2-0 is fouled off, and this will make it out of play. They would never put him on, but just in terms of how careful you want to be to him here. And swung a good bat tonight. 2 balls, 1 strike. And now Harris set, looks back, and fires, and missed high on the slider. It is 3-1. Tyrell last night 2 scoreless. They're trying to use him the very next night for an inning. Now ready. 3-1, and it's high and away. And ball 4. New Britain with their first 2 men on. Mace motioning to the bullpen to see if they're ready. They are, and Tyrell, who threw 2 innings last night, will not be left out there any longer tonight. They tried to use him back-to-back, and he's either at his at the limit they wanted to go, coming off the 2 innings, or just simply not as sharp the second straight night, and they'll make the move here. A pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Double followed by walk. Rivers on base all 4 times now tonight with 2 hits and now his second walk. Oh, and it was Scooters who ran down there, I beg your pardon. He was up earlier, and the lefty will come in here.
Well, Scutters, a couple of days off after a perfect inning on Sunday at Southern Maryland, struck out a couple of men. Appearance number lucky 7 for him. No record, 3.0 ERA, 2 earned runs in 6 innings of work.
He won't be facing lefties. It's not a matchup situation. They need him to get everybody out. It'll be Jones, the right-hand hitter, Chavez, and then Skelton is a lefty, the third due to face Scooters. Going with a different look tonight, the high stirrups.
Oh, that is old school. They make him look even taller than he really is. He's already 6'6".
How much more does he want?
Another foot, it looks like.
Now check out our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard as he gets ready. A 1-0 game in the league tonight. Long Island beat Somerset 1-0 at Bethpage Ballpark. It's a final. The Ducks are within 3 of first. Somerset now 15-5. 2-5 in their last 7. And Long Island's been red hot. Top of the 5th, Bridgeport's still up 2-0 at Sugar Land. And in the bottom of the 8th, Southern Maryland a 5-2 lead at Lancaster. That Ducks-Patriots game, the Long Island starting pitcher, Jack Snodgrass, 6 scoreless innings. He struck out 12. Walked 1, only gave up 2 hits. They combined on a 2-hitter and struck out a total of 15 Patriots as a staff. That's your York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Here it's 7-6 York, but New Britain threatening again in this back-and-forth affair on another misty evening here in York. John Jones 0 for 2 with a sack bunt, and he'll be trying it again as Scooters looks the lead runner back. Sack bunt back in the third inning when they were playing for one run, which at times they've been happy to get. Corners are in, and he squares. First pitch is way high. I believe our counterpart Chris told us that this is their season high for runs. Is that what I understood?
I think 7 was their season high.
Okay.
So they are 1 shy of their season high for runs.
I'd rather them not get there.
You and me both, partner.
Nash is way into the grass. So is Tejeda. Nash creeping closer. 1-0. He squares, and it's high over Castillo. A wild pitch. Both runners move up, and it's second and third with nobody out. They won't need to bunt now. Now a sloppy night continues.
Snapshot of the night itself. Wild pitch, wild night. The Revs have led 4 times tonight.
Man.
And it still may not be enough.
We'll bring the whole infield in. And not conceding the tie here. Scooters was starting to stretch and steps off. He's going to want to talk with Castillo here and get on the same page.
We have official attendance tonight. You want to guess it?
Well, I saw it, so I probably should not guess. I mean, I could guess wrong just to say we did.
You don't need to do that. 25-18, 2,518 paying spectators tonight at People's Bank Park. It's a touch below the average, but the Wednesday night in somewhat cool conditions, not to be unexpected.
Yeah, we appreciate it on another less than ideal evening. 2-0 after the visit, and a swing and a foul the other way, right field. This is out of play. And a much needed first strike for Scooters. That one bounces up on the picnic pavilion itself. 2-1.
The infield way in. They're all playing up on the grass.
Ruth is the tying run at third. He does have good speed. There's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Wilson at short under it with the arms out. Waits, puts it away, 1 down. And he had to basically do nothing other than stand there where he was positioned. That's right where he was set up on the edge of the infield grass. A huge first out for Scooters. And here's Chavez next. Chavez tonight, RBI ground out in the third, sack bunt in the fifth, which proved to be very productive. And then in the sixth, the shot that made Gomez duck, that at the time gave them a lead on a base hit. First pitch, way outside, Castillo reaching, able to spear it. Or I'm sorry, tied it. It was a pass ball then that gave them the lead. And Chavez at the time had tied it with that hit, so he's had a big night against his old team. Scooters the stretch. Ruth sprinting in from third, the 1-0. Oh, just missed. Right over the plate, must have been low. 2 balls and no strikes. Seven 6 York here in the top of the 8th. The 2-0. Broken bat, roller up the middle, Pounds trying to backhand, And it looks like he hurt himself. It's off his glove into shallow center. Both runs will score. And New Britain takes an 8-7 lead. And hopefully Pounds is all right. He was trying to get to it and backhand and make a play home. Hopefully just a cramp. Chong and Mace will make their way out and check on their second baseman. He's got his right hand on his hip.
Daryl, that bat exploded like it had been shot. I thought we had to wait until Saturday to get fireworks here at People's Bank Park.
Chavez now with 4 driven in on the night out of the number 9 spot. And now the concern is for Pounds, who's showing them what happened. It looked like he rolled his left foot, is what he's demonstrating. Like he rolled it inward, and he's going to stay in the game, so we can at least breathe a sigh of relief on that. But a big base hit. Wow, New Britain team record 8 runs.
Well, a franchise record. It's the first season of the franchise, Chris. We're just going to say season high, all right? Season high. Both those runs, by the way, charged to Tyrell Harris.
Chris is excited.
He is.
Got a franchise record to report on tonight. Well, the Revs in their 4th game scored 17, so back in 07.
They won, right?
Yeah. Here's James Skelton, and he looks at a strike from Scooters. Well, Will, that's the 4th different lead that has been erased tonight, so we'll see if the Revs can find a way to take a lead for a 5th time in this insane game. There's the stretch, and the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball from Ron. Now the bottom of the order for New Britain has done the bulk of it. Chavez with 4 ribbies, and 7 of their 8 runs have been scored by 6, 7, 8 in the order. There's the 0-2. Runner goes. It's outside. Castillo the throw. Wilson the tag, and they got him. Chavez caught stealing. 2-6 on the throw out as Castillo guns down his 2nd runner of the year. Only the 4th time that New Britain's been caught as a team in 28 tries. Now the base is empty, 2 outs, 1-2 the count on Skelton. It's a perfect strike right on the bag. The pitch is taken low, 2-2. It's like it'll be Grady Woods still in the bottom of the 8th for New Britain, and he has been dominant as we detailed. 2-2, and that hooks wide, a full count. Revs will have 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom of the 8th, so New Britain will have to get through the heart of the order at least once more. Now time asked for at the plate. We were talking with Mace earlier. This is held true tonight if this score holds. The Revs score 7, they lose. Like on Sunday at Southern Maryland when they score 3, sometimes 2, they win. Let's hope they change that tonight. The payoff pitch, and it misses high and tight. Ball 4 on on Skelton. As the inning continues, his league leading at 17th walk with 2 more tonight. They made the move, Will, putting Skelton at the top. Maybe that helped the order fall into place for them this evening.
Well, when you put 8 runs on the board and you haven't scored more than 6 all year, yeah.
Here's Greg Golson, who's 1 for 4 with an RBI double. First offering is just down and away, ball 1. Last night it was Chavez leading off, who was hitting under 200. Now the 1-0, and that's high and outside. Now a hitter's count for Golson, who will be sitting for something fat over the plate. There's the stretch. Now the 2-0, and a foul back off the net. Pitch was up, and not a bad one to go after. Scooter's ready again. 2-1, and a foul straight back upstairs, and that'll come barreling down out of the White Rose Hall. 2-2. Revs had a 1-0 lead erased in the third, a 4-1 lead erased in the fifth. Another one-run lead overtaken in the sixth. They went back in front in the seventh. New Britain back in front in the eighth. Pitch is down low, and Castillo blocks it over to the right. Keeps Chavez on at first, but he'll be on the move next with a full count offering to come. 8-7 New Britain here in the eighth inning. Golson earlier tonight extending his hitting streak to 6. Scooters now with the payoff pitch. Runner goes and a foul. Back into the net. Golson, a former first-round pick of the Phillies. Anthony Hewitt not in their lineup tonight, but he was also. Josh Zide, their starter tonight, was a 10th rounder of the Phils. Josh Outman, another one of their pitchers, former Philly pick. Runner goes, a chopper, left side, it's going to get through. He beat it into the ground, but right between third and short, and Golson ends up with a hit out of it. First and second as the inning continues.
Tejeda had a hit like that on his second turn at the plate, just a high, hard Baltimore chop. And Greg Golson is going to get his marksman pin for that ground ball. Right between the eyes.
And now here's Jovan Rosa. He's always a dangerous threat. 1 for 4 tonight. And Scooter is checking, now delivering. And a changeup missed low. Rosa maybe out of position for New Britain at third base. We saw him in the outfield for Southern Maryland for Stan Clyburn last season. But they certainly need his bat in the lineup. There's the stretch. The 1-0. And a swing and a high drive hit deep to left center. Rockets back on it at the fence. It's gone. Rocket and Simmons both leaping for it. And it either hit the top of the wall or just over on the other side. Took a high bounce up against the playground equipment. And it's a 3-run homer. Jovan Rosa with his second of the year. And New Britain leads it 11-7 here in the 8th. Just their 6th home run in their team's history. 1 in each of the first 2 games of this series. And Rosa with one of their biggest to date. 11-7. It's a 5-run inning. The third the Revs have given up in the last 3 games. Here's Craig Maddox. And he swings, dribbles one down to first. Nash has it. He'll step on the bag, and the inning ends on the very next pitch. But Scooter's slapping the glove against his leg in frustration as he walks off. A 5 spot for New Britain. 4 hits in the inning, including Rose's 3-run shot. Nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Bees have padded their lead now, 11-7.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time, to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
This week is National Small Business Week, May 1st through the 7th. Take a walk in downtown York and you'll quickly discover the many small businesses that make our city so unique. Did you know that for every $100 you spend at a local business, $68 stay in your community? Small businesses provide jobs for every 2 out of 3 Americans, creating a job market of 56 million people. Celebrate with us in downtown York. Eclectic dining, craft brews and cocktails, 2 historic farmers markets, Hope to handmade shopping, public art, the 2015 Pennsylvania Trail of the Year, Championship Atlantic League Baseball, First Fridays, Fifth Fridays. Who knew you could see it all in York? Get to know York, again or for the first time, by visiting downtownyorkpa.com.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Well, the Revs will face their biggest deficit tonight, 11-7. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, Grady Wood stays in. Isaiah Tejeda will try to get something started for the Revs against Wood, who got the final out of the 7th. And it now has given up just 3 hits in 10 2/3 this season. He starts Tejeda with a 2-seam strike. Wood slings it up there 3/4, and he's got a lot of movement. That sinking fastball like the one that froze Repko. There's the 0-1, and that one misses wide. Tejeda 2 for 4 tonight. Had a 2-run hit back in the 4th. Now Wood grips it, winds and deals. And that's down low, 2-1. He's got a little of that glove flap as he starts his windup.
I think they've got an ointment for that.
Now the 2-1. And a foul, bounced straight behind the plate.
How about this, Darryl? 21 runs combined in the first 5 games these two teams played against each other. 18 tonight. Talk about your bottleneck.
Both teams with 1.64 ERAs against each other coming in tonight. Oh, Tejeda hit. Fastball in. He jumped back and it grazed the uniform. I thought it was going to hit him squarely. It grazed off either the jersey or the pant legs, somewhere around the midsection. And the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 8th.
Bees have Craig Stem warming up in the pen. He's a right-hander.
He's been their closer. Not many opportunities, but 3 saves. Won't be a save situation unless the Revs score at least 1 run here. Here's Andres Perez. First pitch sinks low and in. Looks like Wood has the 2-seam fastball and the bigger sinker. Also a slider that we saw earlier. 1-0. There's the slider, and Perez rips it up the middle. It hung for him, and he smacks it into center. His second hit of the night. And the Revs with their first 2 men on. Tying run moves to the on-deck circle. And Talvin Nash moves to the plate.
Well, if you thought this one was over with a 4-run New Britain lead, you ain't been listening. My goodness. 4 leads for the Revs tonight. This is the second lead for New Britain. Nothing is safe right now, especially with the big bopper, Talvin Nash, coming up.
2 for 3 tonight. A double is also reached on a walk. Revs now with 10 hits. Pitch from Wood is swung on and missed. A first pitch slider that looked good out of the hand. $12 hits for New Britain, 10 for York. Brian Pounds is on deck, stayed in the game after that ankle scare. Now Wood ready, he deals. And Nash, I think, was distracted. It's a called strike. He was backing away. Some gnats up near his face. And Wood with a big slider. Would have been tough to hit anyway, but Nash was trying to get out of there. And he's now down in the count 0-2. As Wood takes a little stroll around the mound while Nash tries to get rid of those bugs. And the right-hander back on. The 0-2 slider breaks way out. 1-2 on Nash. It almost looks London-esque here tonight. It's almost like a little foggish look to it as you look up toward the lights.
I'll buy that.
There's the 1-2 swing and a miss. A breaking ball away. And Wood gave him nothing else that entire at bat. 1 down in the inning.
When Grady read the scouting report, Talvin has a hard time holding up on the slider low and outside. And he rights it back to the dugout that time.
1 down, here's Pounds. Tying run remains on deck. Pounds 0 for 4 tonight. Does have a run scored. He's reached on 2 errors. Down 11-7. Pitch from Wood is on the outside corner for a strike. Tejeda hit by pitch. And then Perez the single to try to mount something here after that haymaker that New Britain landed. The 0-1 and a swing and a foul back upstairs. That'll come bouncing down right past the bat boy. It was in hot pursuit. 0-2.
About the only thing that is hot tonight is pursuit. It's been like a high-speed chase tonight with all the swerves and crazy turns.
It's the 0-2 pitch. That misses outside. It's been bizarre.
It's been long. It's already 10 minutes north of 3 hours.
Have a chance at our longest 9-inning game of the year to date.
What was the longest opening night here?
I believe so. As Pounds fouls it back off the net.
That was something like 3:24.
Well, actually, we had 3:27 at Southern Maryland on Sunday. That overtook it. So there's something to be proud of.
Is it really, though?
Wood ready again. And deals, and a swing and a miss. Another slider, and he's just sitting back on that. Wood, that is. Steady dose of sliders as he tries to work himself out of the 8th. James Simmons up next. Back-to-back Ks after the first 2 men had reached. And here's Simmons, who's 1 for 4, a double and a run scored. Down 11-7. Pitch from Wood is outside for ball 1. Revs, when scoring first this year, have been 10-3.
Dale, we just got a word into the booth. There's something significant in the major leagues. Max Scherzer has struck out 20.
Wow.
For the Nationals.
How about that?
Tying the major league record.
There's the 1-0, and it's beaten foul behind the plate. Simmons almost spun out on that swing.
Oh. Roger Clemens, Kerry Wood, Randy Johnson in a game that went beyond 9 innings. My goodness.
There's some history in the majors tonight. Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. What is that? 3-2 Nationals.
With, it looks like, no, that's the last out. It was in the field of play.
Oh, he ended it with that. There's a pitch outside. 2-1, so the game's over.
Yeah, the game's over. He's going to have 20.
Wow. Here's the stretch. The 2-1, and that's outside. So the first one since the big unit.
Yeah, and just the fourth one ever. Yeah, I think that signing's paying off for the Nationals so far.
And they just invested heavily in one of their homegrown, Strasburg, the other day. That one's inside. Simmons jumps out of the way. That'll glance off the glove toward the backstop. It's ball 4, and the tying run is coming to the plate. Keith Castillo here in the bottom of the 8th. And pitching coach Jason Blanton will head on out to the mound.
Max Scherzer joining the company of Randy Johnson is the only pitcher to have a 20 strikeout game and 2 no-hitters.
That's pretty good company.
Yeah.
A long visit from Blanton at the mound. And they're going to get some, well, they did have Stem up, as you said, Will. So Wood might be getting toward the end of his rope here in the 8th. He has not yielded much this season. Keith Castillo now represents the tying run. 1 for 3 tonight. Couple runs, an RBI. He's also gotten on a hit by pitch. So here we go. He'll bat from the left, facing the righty, Grady Wood. He dangles the arm, looking in for the sign. He's got it. And the first pitch, swing and a slap the other way, base hit. Tejeda in to score, everybody up 1, it's 11-8. And Castillo didn't try to do too much, just went oppo in the first pitch. 11-8 and keeps the chain moving with Josh Wilson next. They're waving toward the New Britain bullpen to see if Stem is ready. And here comes Jason Blanton, who will do the walking for Stan Clyburn, and it'll be Wilson against Stem instead. And they'll go to their closer, looking for 4 outs, 11-8. That's only the second run that Grady Wood's given up, and only the 4th and 5th hits that he's allowed in 11 1/3 innings now. And I thought maybe with that lower arm angle, maybe Castillo as a lefty could get one to flatten out. Now, he didn't try to do it all himself, just took it the other way and keeps things progressing, and will entrust in the next guy to do the same. Stem, a big overhand thrower. 0-1 with an ERA of 3 in 5 outings. He's got 3 saves, 6 innings, 2 runs. He's allowed 8 hits for the year. The league is hitting .308 off of him in a relatively short time.
His last outing was Sunday. He took the loss at Lancaster, allowing a run on 3 hits and 3 walks. That was just in 1 inning of work.
So Josh Wilson, who's been quietly swinging the bat better, tonight 1 for 3, has also walked and scored a run. Revs now with 11 hits to New Britain's 12. And Stem has completed his warm-ups. Josh Wilson introduced. Bases loaded, tying run is Castillo at first. In front of him, Perez at third, Simmons at second. Outfield pretty much straight up on Wilson, and Stem ready to go. The 6-5 righty sets. First offering is down and away. Former 15th round pick of the Dodgers made it to AAA with the Marlins last season after being traded from the Dodgers the previous year. He's ready. And the 1-0 fastball and a called strike away that has Wilson shaking his head a bit. 1-1 the count. Stem with 26 career saves. 17 in 2013, mostly at Single-A Great Lakes. The 1-1 swung on, fouled off. First base side over the roof. One and 2 on Wilson. Batting with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the 8th. Revs a run home within 3, 11-8. Stem to the stretch. And the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball left side. Chavez to his right. Fields throw to second just in time to nip Castillo. It's been a rough night for Chavez at short, but makes a fine play here. Going to his right, got in front, and off balance, the throw back to his left just in time. Revs held to 1, 2 hits, and the bases left loaded. We go to the 9th. It's New Britain 11, York 8.
Summer is about taking time for what really matters. Spending time with the family, enjoying nature's beauty, having a healthy lawn you can be proud of, plus the time to enjoy it. With Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, you get world-class environmentally responsible lawn care from a hometown team. The result is a vibrant, beautiful lawn that turns heads and boosts curb appeal. Visit us at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What if I told you your family of 4 could have an all-inclusive outing for only $55? The York Revolution are telling you that right now. The Family Fun Pack includes 4 flexible ticket vouchers to be used whenever you'd like, 4 food vouchers for hot dogs, chips, and drinks, 2 playground wristbands, and a parking pass. Again, $55. Have more than 4 in your family? Additional tickets and food vouchers are only $10. Buy online at YorkRevolution.com, over the phone at 801-HITS, or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 9th, Daniel Carrella will take over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. He's getting their money's worth tonight. 11-8, New Britain leads it. And Carrella will looked to put Sunday behind him. He was charged with 5 in 1 inning at Southern Maryland. And it happened pretty quickly. Home run started the inning, then an infield hit, walk, triple, wild pitch, and 4 of the runs scored before an out. And the other one came on a 2-out hit late in the inning. John Griffin to lead off. First pitch is outside at 93. Griffin 1 for 4 tonight. The Revs offensively leaving the bases loaded for the 3rd time tonight. They've stranded 12 through 8 innings offensively. Pitch to Griffin is down and outside. And that left on base total ties their most of the season, along with that 11-inning game against Bridgeport 8 days ago. Corella steps off. Wants to go through the rhythm again with Castillo. It's his 5th outing. He fires, and that's inside for ball 3. 4 1/3 innings for Corella. 8 hits, 8 runs. He's walked 4. Struck out 5. No wins, 1 loss. He deals, and that one's right down the middle, 3-1. Just serving that one in at 85 just to get a strike. Now the pitch, and a swing and a well-hit ball the other way in right. Repko back on it, approaching the fence. He's got it. Makes the play right in front of Cannonball's perch. Backing up, backing into the wall padding as he hangs on to it for the first out. On our York Mitsubishi hockey scoreboard, we will not have a game to join in progress because it's over. Hershey Bears beat Wilkes-Barre Scranton 5-3 in Game 5 at Giants Center and take a 3-2 series lead. Jonathan Roof, who's 2 for 4 on the night. First pitch is down and away. A double, 2 runs scored, and a steal. And he started the go-ahead 5-run rally in the 8th with a leadoff double.
Seems like a long time ago now.
Yeah. Next one is inside. He twists away, nearly got hit. 11 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors on New Britain. 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error on York. The 2-0. And there's a fastball strike. Last night, long after our game had ended, we bid adieu to the Washington Capitals for the season on our airwaves. The 2-1. And a foul back off the net. They made an incredible run at a comeback, losing in overtime in Game 6 in Pittsburgh. In the Atlantic League, a final in Lancaster, Southern Maryland wins 5-3. The Barnstormers, who came in tonight in 3rd, 4.5 behind York and Sugar Land, they lose their 3rd straight. 2-2, swing and a miss. He blew him away at 92, right past him, 2 down in the inning. I think that's 11 of the last 13 that Lancaster's lost, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the barn has been thoroughly stormed.
Now 7-12.
Southern Maryland's about to catch them in the standings.
Within a game now of 3rd. Here's Kevin Rivers, who takes down low. And guys in front just called him Susquehanna Rivers.
Well, no points knocked for creativity and for energy, this being the 10 o'clock hour right now.
There's a pitch up and away, 2-0. They do have some vocal strength. Been going all night.
They must be sponsored by the Energizer Bunny.
Now the 2-0, and Rivers a foul back off the net. 11-8 New Britain in the ninth. And Rivers has scored 4 of their 11 on base every time. Double, single, walk, walk. By the way, bottom of the 6th, Bridgeport up 2-1 at Sugarland. It's their second visit there already. Long Island beat Somerset 1-0. The 2-1, and that's inside. Rivers jumps back. Long Island within 3 of Somerset for first. And it was the Patriots who started 13-0. It was the Ducks who started 1-6, I think it was. 3-1, and that's in for a called strike. Now, Corella, full count. He's gone fly out, strike out to begin the inning. On the payoff pitch, swinging a foul tip into the backstop. It ricochets straight up. The fart sound effect gets them every time.
Well, you know it would. These things have been tested after all. Just got to remind yourself that it started with Mel Brooks and Bright Blazing Saddles. Thanks, Mel.
Another 3-2, and that misses low, and Rivers walks, and he's on base for the 5th time tonight. Hits his first 2, walks his last 3. Now the inning continues. We'll pause for station identification.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Top of the 9th, Revs trail 11-8. Darrell Henry along with Will DeBoer here at Peoples Bank Park. Anthony Hewitt will pinch run for Kevin Rivers. He certainly had himself a night. Here's John Jones, and watches a strike come in from Corella. Jones 0 for 3 with a sac bunt and a run scored. 7 of their 9 starters have hits. He does not. Corella with the 0-1, and that's just outside. Corella topping at around 93 here tonight. That's where that one was.
Someone just called out, "Come on, ump, I want to go home."
Yeah, he did.
You're at a baseball park, sir. You are home.
Pitch, and a high pop-up. At short, it's Wilson. And in under it waiting, puts it away. That'll end the top of the 9th. So Corella puts up a 0. 2-out walk is left on. And last chance for the Revs here this evening. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing 11-8.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis... Ace. Raises a racket. Flying feet. The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of specialty tennis shoes worthy of the new game. These aren't stand-around, look-pretty shoes. These are co-conspirators for the court. Shoes that will endure opponent after opponent, match after match. Shoes that move when and how you move and stop at your command. Shoes that fit and feel good so your feet are ready and able to play that next set. Flying Feet's team includes Prince, Wilson, and New Balance in widths that fit, and the Flying Feet staff is always on the sidelines to help you with your selection. Tennis, it's a new game. Be prepared to play it well. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, just off exit 18 of I-83, right behind Domino's in York.
Hey Revs fans, want to get in the game? You can throw out an honorary first pitch this season by bringing a group to People's Bank Park. Select groups who reserve tickets in the month of May will receive a first pitch courtesy of Bell Socialization Services with support from Adhesives Research. For information, call Reed Gunderson at 717-801-4498. Celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, Bell provides housing supports and living skills training to more than 1,400 people every year here in South Central PA through its mental health, intellectual disability, and homeless service programs. Bell Socialization Services, empowering lives every day.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the ninth, Revs trail 11-8. Craig Stem going for the 4-out save, and the first pitch to Michael Rocket is down low. It did become a save situation right before he entered in the bottom of the 8th as Rocket fouls the next one back. And the count now a ball and a strike. Rocket, Repko, and Tejeda here. Down 3. Rocket, a go-ahead hit, I should say, 2 innings ago, and he smacks the next pitch up the middle, a base hit here to begin the bottom of the 9th.
They're sure not going to make it easy on him, Darryl. They haven't made it easy on him all night. Just 1, 2, 3 inning through the entire 9 for the Revs against New Britain pitching. Now it's Jason Repko's turn.
Rocket, who hit one off of Havlin in the 7th for a lead. And Repko takes a strike here, 0-1. Now one more base runner, and they'll have the tying run at bat. Repko 0 for 3 tonight, 2 walks and a run. And the pitch from Stem, a swing and a miss. Had him waving at a breaking ball there. 0-2. Each team now with 12 hits. Repko is still looking for his first 5-game hitting streak at stake. Pitch and a swing and a miss on a slider. Had him a little front-footed there. And Stem with the strikeout for out number 1. Revs with 2 comeback wins on the year. Their biggest was from down 4 last Tuesday night at home against Bridgeport. 5-game home winning streak is at stake here. Revs have also won 7 of their last 8 overall and 9 of 11. Pitch to Tejeda is waved on, and he comes up empty on that big slider. Tejeda tonight, 2 for 4, 2-run single in the 4th. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 8th. Well, the 0-1 and a swing and a miss, a slider from Stem. Well, if the Revs fall, would set up a rubber match in the series tomorrow night. So far on the young season, York with 3 series wins, 1 loss, 1 split. There's the 0-2. Swung on, grounded to second base. Right there is Roof. He'll feed Chavez, and the turn to first is in time. A 4-6-3 double play, and that'll end it. Craig Stem with his 4th save, and New Britain comes back, erasing 4 separate York Revolution leads, and the Bees even this series, winning tonight by a final score of 11-8. The biggest offensive performance in their young franchise's history. It comes at York's expense, and the 5-game home winning streak does come to a close. 11-8 is your final tonight. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, President of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Broadway Transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.